Big life.
Pick it up. Let's go.
There we go. That's better.
Turn off. Get up here, Rocky. Come on. Outside foot.
That's it. Eyes up. Sit. Go.
Really goal to goal. They can't go through kind of a one. Baldy's going to roll out to the right side.
When we are live at Dela Stadium in Billings, Montana for the State AA Football Championship between the Bozeman Hawks and the Skyview Falcons. I'm KTVQ Sports Director Jim Connors. Along with me, Paul Clabo, head coach of the West High Bears. Coach, these two have met before. Bozeman got far the better of it that time. Are we going to see a repeat performance?
Well, Jim, first game of the year, it's real tough to indicate who's going to be the better team. Now they've had all season to practice and work out, and, it'll be a great game. A lot different than the first time, I'm sure.
It's kind of ironic. Skyview and Bozeman faced each other on opening night, and here we are some 11 weeks later, and they meet again to decide the state championship. Neither team punted. Bozeman took the first meeting between the two, 55-28. Speedster David Gilbreth scored 3 touchdowns and racked up 159 yards in the process.
We're not going to take anything away from Bozeman. They, 26 seniors. They have, 2 or 3 of the fastest kids in the state that we couldn't contain. They did a heck of a job.
Paul Clabo, the saying goes, speed kills. Can Skyview do anything different this time around to contain the likes of Dave Gilbreth?
Well, David Gilbreth's a great athlete, Jim. He's ended up third in the 100 last year. It was a photo finish with our guy from West last year. He should be the premier sprinter, I think, in the state this spring, and that'll be a big key for them. They're going to have to stop him, I think, and take the big play away from him and keep the ball away from him and be successful.
Obviously, the Hawks have some other weapons as well, people to keep an eye on, maybe a Steve Salo, maybe a Tom Godey.
Well, for Steve Salo, this is 21 games for him now starting tonight, so he's a coach's boy. His dad's the defensive coordinator at Montana State. He's probably been around football his whole life, so he's definitely a great player and probably their leader on offense. Tom Godey on defense. Everybody in AA is going to put their good athletes on defense, especially at linebacker, and he'll have to have a good night tonight to stop Taco and the rest of Skyview's offense if Bozeman's going to come out on top.
Given that they were beaten by 27 points the last time out, we'd have to list Skyview as something of an underdog, but they are the home team. They do have quite an arsenal of weapons. In fact, both teams are capable of making the big play.
I think the key in a big game like this state championship is who can make the big plays. Who gets the 40, 50-yard run? Is it going to be Gilbreth or is it going to be Taco? Who makes the big pass play, us or them? So usually it comes down to who can make big plays because both teams will be able to move the football. So whether or not we can score from 40 out is going to determine our chances of winning.
Taco, of course, is Skyview's Jared Taco, who finished the regular season as the second leading rusher in the state. He is a kid who can beat you a variety of ways.
I think he's more of a power runner, and we need to the linebackers need to step up to the line and stop him. Skyview likes to run the ball more than they pass. So I think linebackers and the D-liner just have to stop him at the line for us to win.
Paul Clabo, can you put a harness on Jared Taco? I mean, even if he doesn't beat you running the football, there's so many things he does well.
Well, everybody's tried to all year and last year. He was the leading rusher in AA a year ago. He's second in the state this year. His lowest game up until last week was 80 yards against Sentinel. I think everybody that plays Skyview, I know we certainly try to take him away. I think he is the biggest part of their offense, and he'll get his yards. He's a tough kid that's a great wrestler and hard to knock down.
Interesting story, the matchup tonight between him and Tom Godey. They they've gone at it in other aspects as well, haven't they?
Yeah, they finished 1-2 in wrestling last year at the same weight class. Gody beat him 5-2, so we'll have another matchup tonight. Gody will have to stop him.
Your thoughts on the other weapons Skyview brings to the table when they control the football?
Well, I think Skyview's leader is their quarterback, Rocky Baldry. He's, this is 21 games. This is a starter for him also. He's poised. He's got great speed, and I think a lot of times when the play breaks down, Jim, he'll make something happen by accident. He's a good player. Last week on 4th down, a few times he converted to keep their drives going.
So much is made of the Skyview offense. Their defense isn't too shabby either, although it didn't fare too well the last time the two teams met.
Well, I think defensively, Skyview's real tough up front. Their front seven are great players, and I think Andy, their linebacker, is by far their best player, Mike Andy, and he'll have to play well tonight. He's a sideline-to-sideline guy, though, and he'll be ready for him, I think.
All right, an interesting note on Bozeman back Dave Gilbreth. He was actually a Falcon at one point in his career.
How does that make you feel? You probably still got a lot of friends there in Billings.
Oh, yeah, I practically know everybody on the team, and then I know for a fact they're out to get me. So that makes, I got to play a lot harder.
When the Skyview Bozeman pregame show continues, we'll introduce you to some folks who you're going to be hearing a lot more from later on this evening. We're up to the broadcast booth right after this.
The Constitution. Presidents have used the power it gives them to protect our values. That's why the 42nd president is standing firm for his balanced budget plan. The president's balanced budget protects our elderly. Republicans in Congress cut Medicare $270 billion. The president's balanced budget secures opportunity for our children. Republicans cut education $30 billion. That's why the president is vetoing the Republican budget, standing up for we, the people.
It's exciting. It's wild. It's college basketball at its best. It's the 3rd annual Danny Mental Chevrolet Classic, Saturday, November 25th, 7 p.m. at Al Turowitz Gymnasium, Montana State University, Billings. See the MSU Billings Yellow Jackets take on the nationally ranked University of South Dakota Coyotes. Plus, be at the game. You might have a shot to win $25,000. For game and season ticket information, call 406-657-2369. The 3rd annual Danny Mental Chevrolet Classic at MSU Billings. Sponsored by Danny Mental, Frontier Chevrolet Geo.
Hi, football fans. I know you're getting ready for the big game to start, but we got to tell you about something that we're doing here at Q2. We're helping with the Holiday Food Challenge this year, and what that means is that we need your help. We need your help to donate food to help people in Yellowstone County and the surrounding area. People are donating turkeys, we have corned beef hash, we have Quaker oats, we have all kinds of food, but we need so much more. There are 4,200 families in the Yellowstone County area who have applied this year for help to make sure that they have a good holiday dinner. So what it takes is that you need to get in your car and bring us some food down here. We'll be out here at Westgate Plaza Mall until 10 o'clock this evening, so you can do it maybe before the game starts, maybe at halftime, maybe after the game. Come on out here, bring us some food. We need turkeys, we need non-perishable items, we need everything. And the families of Yellowstone County need the help. So what do you say? Everybody who's watching the game tonight, come and just bring us a little bit of food. It'll go a long way to helping.
We are back live at Dallas Stadium for the State AA Football Championship between the Skyview Falcons and the Bozeman Hawks. A couple of folks you're going to be hearing a lot more from this evening. Q2's Andy Price and senior high coach Pat Dolan. Fellas, are you with us?
Surely are, Jim, and hopefully you'll hear from us. It's so loud up here that sometimes we can't even hear ourselves talk. We're about 25 minutes away from kickoff. That's the road until we get to the kickoff for state championship football. Let's talk a little bit about the road that Skyview and Bozeman took. As you coach, you know it's a long road to get to this point in the season.
Yeah, it's tough. AA football. Every game is a playoff type situation. You got to get everyone taken care of to get to this spot today.
Well, let's take a look at Bozeman Hawks Road. First of all, as you mentioned before, Jim, the road went right over Billings Skyview, 55-28 in the opener, then right over West. A big win here on the road on a wet, rainy night in game 2. Bozeman lost 2 of their next 3 games, though, on the road at CMR and at Capital, and fell to 3-2. Coach, did you ever think that they were going to be able to right the ship and get back to the playoffs?
I wasn't sure if they'd keep enough wins to get into the playoffs. I felt that they were a playoff team, but having to go down to CMR and play them after they got spanked up here by Skyview, I knew it was going to be a tough go for them, and CMR went down and took care of Bozeman. So they had the battle back, but they've got some talented kids.
All right, then afterwards, they clinched their playoff spot with a shutout win over Billings Senior and then a win over Helena. When you had the chance to see them in Week 10, they looked a little bit like a machine going.
Well, the offensive line that they have playing for them right now is really getting off the football. They're doing a great job. The speed that they have in the backfield, it's a very difficult offense to defend. The Gilbreth boy, he's a 4.5 sprinter, and Long's a kid that runs 4.5, 4.6 in the 40. And they got a lot of weapons out there, and it's going to take some work to beat them tonight.
Last week, the win in the playoffs at CMR, were you surprised that they were able to go up to such a football hotbed and beat Jack Johnson's team up there in the playoff game?
Yeah, I thought the way Jack was playing, his team was playing this time of the year, that it would be very difficult for him. But, in football, turnovers are the game, and CMR had some couple turnovers that cost them big time.
On the Skyview side, they, of course, lost their first game to Bozeman and have not lost since. In fact, if you look at their next 9 games in the regular season and the score, they gave as nearly as many points in those next 9 games as they did in Week 1. They got it on a roll. You almost had them a little bit in Week 4. Talk about Skyview when you had the chance to see them and their season as it went along.
Skyview, we picked them to be a contender early in the year. We thought CMR would be there, and when we came up against Skyview, our kids were ready to play that football game a lot more than what happened to us against Bozeman late in the year. Skyview balanced. Taco is a great fullback, physical runner, and we took care of Taco that game, and we played him really, really well until about the latter part of the third quarter, and then we turned the football over, and they capitalized on an interception, and we compounded that with a fumble, and against a good football team. Like I said, the same thing happened to CMR last weekend. You turn the football over to good football teams, you're not going to win the ball game.
All right, Skyview comes in with 2 straight wins over Helena Capital, 34-6 in the final regular season game. Jumped up 25-0 here last week and had to hang on a little bit, 25-16 in the final. The 2 best teams in the championship game?
Yeah, they are the 2 best teams.
Skyview comes in 1 loss, Bozeman with 2 losses. That's the road and how they got here. And now we're just about 20 minutes away to see who takes that final step on the road to the Class AA Football Championship. Jim, let's send it back down to you for some more pregame show.
Interesting situation, Andy. We have Bozeman and Skyview set to go here for the State AA Football Championship in just a few moments. And up in Great Falls, the Bozeman Hawks and the Skyview Lady Falcons are having at it as we speak in the State AA Basketball Tournament, which is at the semifinal stage. We will have those highlights for you on Q2 News at 10 o'clock. Well, it's time for us to take another time out. We'll be back to check in with some fans right after this.
Watch out for that truck.
Looks like it's pulling into the Carpet Mill outlet for their one-day sale.
Yep, it's this Saturday, November 18th only.
Get truckloads of factory direct flooring and tremendous savings like 50 yards of carpet installed with pad for $4.99, $6.99, or $8.99.
They have rolls and rolls to choose from.
And rock-bottom prices on hardwood, ceramic tile, and vinyl.
Plus, make no payments till May of '96 on approved credit.
Don't miss the truckloads of savings this Saturday at Carpet Mill Outlet, 2032 Grand, former Carpet Barn location.
It's back. The famous Midland Dodge push-puller drag sale. Buy any new or used vehicle over $4,000 in Midland Dodge. Will give you a guaranteed $2,000 for your trade.
I must be crazy.
But that's not all.
There's more?
To say thank you, with each purchase, Cranky will give you a free O'Donnell's turkey. Buy a used Mitsubishi Eclipse. Buy a new Dodge Ram pickup. Buy a program car like this New Yorker. Get $2,000 for your trade.
So push, pull, or drag it in here.
And then get a free holiday turkey from the old buzzard himself, Cranky Ranky.
Just in time for the holidays, Jensen Jewelers in Rimrock Mall is giving away this sparkling diamond bridal set absolutely free during Jensen Jewelers' Jolly Holiday Bridal Giveaway. Stop by Jensen Jewelers' Rimrock Mall store and register to win this sparkling diamond bridal set. What better way to show your love this holiday? Come into Jensen Jewelers and register today. You could be the winner of the Jolly Holiday Bridal Giveaway from your friends at Jensen Jewelers in Rimrock Mall.
Where can you find an expert on transmissions?
Every day at Hansers, innovative techniques are used and tested to produce the highest quality of transmission. Our ASC certified technicians continue to update their skills through schools and seminars they attend. The end result is a transmission that exceeds OEM specifications. This is one example of Hansers' commitment to excellence and to you, our customer.
See the transmission experts at 430 South Billings Boulevard. Hansers Automotive.
We're back live at Dale Stadium, counting down the minutes to the state AA football championship between Skyview and Bozeman. You know, football's only been a sport at Skyview for about a decade, and there have been many more lean times than rich seasons like the one they've enjoyed this year. And Andy Price, I believe, is standing by live with somebody who has been through the thick as well as the thin.
You believe correctly, Jim. I'm standing here with Jim Corbett, the voice of the Skyview Falcons. If you're out here for a Skyview Falcon football game, you hear his tones over the PA system. Coach, as Jim said, there were some lean years here at Skyview. What's it mean tonight to see a state championship game for this high school?
It is everything. The immense capacity to deal with something like this is a huge experience for us to go through, because we have gone through many years where we've dealt with 50 and 60 nothing type games where we've really been drilled, and now we're in a situation where we're obviously on the other end of it, and it is just absolutely ecstasy as far as our school is concerned.
Mr. Corbett, a faculty member, head of the social studies department up at Skyview. What's it been like at school this week? It's just got to be pandemonium.
School is pandemonium. It's bedlam. The doors are decorated. The halls are decorated. There are balloons, streamers, signs, you name it. It is just everywhere. And the kids are having a very difficult time learning.
All right, Coach Corbett. I'm so used to calling Coach Dolan. Coach, thanks for joining us today. We know we have a job you have to get to here in a couple of minutes.
That's right.
All right, let's send it back down to the field. Jim Connors.
Thanks, Andy. We have been joined by a special guest who we'll get to momentarily, but we want to tell you that the State AA Championship has been the #1 subject of discussion in an area that we call the Heights. Frank Field paid a visit to check in on the Falcon faithful.
It's hard to drive through Billings and not see all the support for Skyview's Falcons.
I think they have a good chance. I mean, they played really well over the last several games. I'm impressed with their coach.
The excitement is evident outside the school.
Well, because we're good this year, and it's like really cool because we've never done it before, and they're gonna really rock.
It's gonna be a good game. I anticipate it's gonna be a sweet game.
And inside, the halls are littered with the silver and blue colors of the school heroes.
Because we have the best players in the state, and probably any other state.
Is everybody pretty excited about it?
Yeah, the school's going to cheer us on really great and keep the spirit going.
I see this just littered with stuff.
It is. You should see this place. Everybody is so excited.
Even Skyview's intra-city enemies have set aside the rivalries and jumped on the Falcon bandwagon.
Because we're better than everybody else, and we win all the games anyways.
And if football weren't enough to rally around, students are equally proud of the girls' basketball team, which hopes to bring a second championship to Skyview High.
They got a good coach. Mr. Helmer's a really good coach, and I think he has the team that can do it.
School spirit has a way of infecting even passive fans.
Yeah, they're doing good.
But most students have another word to describe this weekend.
Yeah, it's pretty fun today.
Why is that? What's going on?
Out of control fun. It's just fun because everybody's going to the game and stuff.
There are all like 6,000 people there.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
The only question remaining now is, can the Falcons beat the Hawk out of Bozeman? In Billings, I'm Frank Field, reporting for Montana's news station.
Thank you, Frank. The fans are up for it, and up until, about a week or so back, Ben Fosney, senior Falcon quarterback, was up for it, but an injury puts you on the shelf. This gentleman actually went under the knife while Skyview was beating Helena Capital to advance to the state championship game.
Oh yeah, surgery's over. My knee's getting better. Everything's working out good. I have a good replacement, David Gunn. He's my backup. He's a really good player, and he should be able to fill in good for me.
With the speed on that Bozeman lineup, you don't want to go out there at anything less than full strength, do you?
No, I would be more of a disadvantage for our team rather than David, who's really quick, and he can fill in real good for me.
What has Coach been saying to the guys? Have you been in the locker room? What's the mood of the players right now?
Oh, everything's tense. State championship. What can you expect? They're excited. Some of them are nervous, but it'll all just work out as soon as kickoff's going.
They had some trouble with Bozeman the last time. Are the guys confident they can take care of business tonight?
Oh yeah, that first game it was a awakening call for us. We lost, but we have we've worked hard in practice this whole year. We got better condition. We'll be all right.
Well, that's a menacing group of Bozeman Hawks we just saw take to the field, and we'll be back as the Skyview Bozeman pregame show continues right after this.
There's nothing like a good bacon cheeseburger. But no matter how much you dress it up, dress it down, or disguise it, it's still a bacon cheeseburger. Unless it's a bacon cheeseburger burrito from Taco Bell. Introducing 3 classic bacon tastes loaded with bacon. The Bacon Cheeseburger Burrito, the BLT Soft Taco, and the Chicken Club Burrito. The Taco Bell Sizzlin' Bacon menu starting at 99 cents. One thing people can't disguise is how much they love them.
12 years of school, now only steps away from a new future. She's learned in class and outside the classroom, in speech meets and on the volleyball court. She's ready. So is he, testing himself as a distance runner and as a musician. We encourage participation in school activities, recognizing the growth that competition nourishes. We provide the awards for all Montana High School Association competitions.
Create a family heirloom this holiday season. Your Family Portrait by Citroni Studio.
This is a jackpot alert. The Powerball jackpot has now reached $43 million. The fun starts wherever Montana lottery tickets are sold.
Call Darnielle Insurance for a price quote on your auto, home, or business insurance. We shop with many major companies, including Safeco, to find the best rate. Call Darnielle Insurance today.
Hit the beach running with an all-new season of the world's most popular show, Baywatch.
Welcome to the next wave.
Welcome back to Dela Stadium, just moments away from kickoff from the state 1995 AA football championship between the Skyview Falcons and the Bozeman Hawks. A couple other guests have joined us in the pregame show, Barney and Connor Ledsock. And I imagine the butterflies are probably as big in your stomach as they are in your husband's.
They are. We're thrilled. We're so happy to be here this evening. This is just great.
You're giving him a little taste of what it's going to be like when he wears the silver and blue?
He's been attending games since he was a baby, and he really loves to be here. He really wanted to come. He can kick field goals already.
How gratifying do you think it's been for you and your husband to take a program that started from scratch and had some really lean years and build it to what it's become?
It's been wonderful, I have to admit. We've made such great friends. The community is very strong, and we're just, I don't know what, I'm doing a great job here.
You're fine.
It's just so thrilling, and I'm just so proud of Ron. And we have a wonderful coaching staff, and they've a focused group of kids, and we're just thrilled that they're here. And
Has your husband been extra difficult to live with this week?
No, he hasn't. They work a long schedule, of course, and he loves every minute of this. He is a little bit tired, but I think he's just so excited about all this. He's doing great.
Well, we appreciate you giving us a couple of minutes. Can we ask something to him, or does he have his mouth full?
He said, "Go Falcons."
Okay, there was a Go Falcons in there.
I say thanks to Billings and the community for coming behind us and all the wonderful support and the billboards, and everybody's so appreciative. Go Falcons.
Okay, apologies to our Bozeman audience. We're taking care of you as well. We're going to take a timeout and come back with one of the last Billings athletes to play in a state AA championship, and we're going to talk about a senior Bronc right after this.
Living the life that you love under the big sky. Montana, Chevy dealers like a rock. We're rolling along with you. Montana, yeah, we hear ya. Chevy, Montana, and you.
me some milk, please?
She got the last one.
Excuse me, I'll be right back, okay?
We need 2 specials. All right, let's not take half of the bag, huh?
You become a sweet taste in my mouth.
Ooh.
And I know you're gonna.
Hi, sweetie.
Got milk? Check, please.
Tonight's Kiplinger Reports is brought to you by D.A. Davidson.
D.A. Davidson, the municipal bond leader, where your investment builds Montana and Wyoming's future.
Tax-free investments make sense. The interest on Montana and Wyoming high-quality municipal bonds is yours to keep. That's right, tax-free. Municipal bond investments are not only good for you and your family, they're good for Montana and Wyoming. With your investment, communities grow and they prosper.
Serving investors successfully for 60 years, D.A. Davidson, where Wall Street meets the Rockies, with offices in Billings, Cody, Gillette, and Jackson.
Yes, would you just look at all the activity going on at the Spoke Shop. They're ready to fill wish lists with these fantastic gifts. For family fun, the latest in cross-country ski packages and the best selection of big names in bicycles, plus exercise equipment to get in and stay in shape. And rollerblades, a favorite on everybody's list. Or when you need some ideas, the Spoke Shop has clothing, accessories, and gift certificates too. The Spoke Shop, ready with great gifts at 1910 Broadwater.
The last time a Billings school won a AA football championship happened on this very field, and one of the guys who was a part of that 1979 senior Bronc team is Toby Lindsay, who joins us now live. Toby, does this bring back memories for you?
Yeah, it brings back a lot of good memories. We played with a heck of a lot of nice young gentlemen here at Billings Senior High, right across here. We had a great time playing CMR Russell back in 1979. One of my most memorable youth memories out here. I remember being down 21-7 at halftime. We just all had a gut check at halftime. Alberta, he talked to us. Slobs, they gave us a good talking to. We came out in the second half. We were down 28-13 at one time, and we just kept believing in each other, kept looking at each other. We really enjoyed it. The city of Billings was just a great day for our Billings.
Does it take these kids a while to get away from the glitz and the glamour and what's at stake to just concentrate on football?
Yeah, I think so. I think there's a lot of kids from Skyview that haven't slept too well the past few nights, but after they get out there and knock heads a couple times with Bozeman here and set their ways, I think Billings is going to come home with the championship tonight. I really do. It's nice to see.
Toby and Zachary, we appreciate your time. We want to mention what we have coming up for you at the half. We will, of course, have analysis of the first half from Paul Clabo and Pat Dolan. We'll run down the stats for you. We'll visit with the first family of Grizzly athletics. And we'll, of course, talk Cat Grizz football. That and more coming up at the half. It's about time we turn it over to Andy Price and Pat Dolan, who are going to bring you the call of the 1995 State AA Football Championship between the Skyview Falcons and the Bozeman Hawks. Gentlemen, it's yours.
Thank you very much, Jim. And I tell you what, it is a packed house. Have you seen Dallas Stadium to this capacity in a while?
Not in 2 or 3 years. It's been, in fact, about 4 years since we've seen it like this, and it's great to see it this way.
We are just finishing up the starting lineups for the Skyview Falcons. They are introducing their offensive side. Their offense will take the field first, winning the toss, electing to receive. Now, we remember what's happened with the game you played against Bozeman, as well as the game Skyview played against Bozeman to start things off. Bozeman gets the opening kickoff, takes it back for the touchdown, 7 points, and that really set the tone for both of those games, so we're not going to see that happen this time around.
Well, that's a good decision. Maybe that would have been a nice one to done a couple of weeks back, and we went in that game not planning to kick the ball to 37, and we said no, we're kicking away from him, and it just happened to come off our kicker's foot wrong, and it went right to the fastest back in the state, and it didn't take him any time to get down there and put it in the end zone. So that's a big key. You got to play situations, and hopefully the breaks fall a little bit your way. Right from the get-go that game, it looked horrible, and it was horrible.
They finish it up with Jared Taco, the all-state running back, a load at the fullback spot. The Skyview Falcons pile on. There can't be any other feeling like this. This is what high school football players are looking for, and we are not too far away from the start of the ball game. The Skyview Falcons, Bozeman Hawks playing for the AA state championship. The referee's taking the field, and why don't we take this time right now?
It's an all-out rivalry. It divides the state of Montana, and it goes on every year. It's the U of M Grizzlies and the MSU Bobcats in college football. The fans of these teams don't agree on much, but they all agree at least on one thing. Everyone knows the best tire is Cooper Tires, available at Tire-Rama. Cooper Tires are American-made for Montana's driving needs. So no matter which team you root for, U of M or MSU, there's always one thing everyone can agree on. Cooper Tires, available at your local Tire-Rama.
She was everything a man could ever want, but I just had to let her go.
She said, darling, we can work it out. I said, honey, I don't think so.
See, the two of us are not the same. We're as different as night and day.
Now there's pepperoni in the crust.
I gotta eat mine the wrong way.
Crust first.
There's a new stuffed crust pizza from Pizza Hut with not just cheese, but pepperoni baked right into the crust.
I'm a little lonely, small price to pay for pepperoni.
Oh, dear. There it is.
Here we go with the opening kickoff. Number 80, sophomore Travis Dorsch boots it away, and it looks like it's going to be Chet McKell taking it at the 3-yard line, right up the middle of the field. Past the 20, 25, 30. He cuts left, brought down at the 40-yard line. A great kickoff return by Chet McKell to get things going. Tackle made by number 3, Wes Holmquist, who will be also their starting flanker, a two-way player. And Skyview gets just what they want, great field position to start this thing off.
That's a great situation right here. You know, a couple first downs puts them in 4-down zone. So key is just be consistent.
They start just shy of the 40-yard line. The backs are split as wings. McKell to the left, Sawicki to the right in motion. Give to Taco up the middle, and he gets about 3 yards. And again, that's what you're going to see them do, banging it. It'll be 2nd and 7 for the Skyview Falcons.
Yeah, that's the key guy right down there. They got to stop. That Godey, a defensive middle linebacker, made the hit there. You know, he's a two-way player. He's a good player.
After this play, we'll get to the starting lineups for both teams. As we take a look, it looks like a 6-1 for Bozeman. Again, Sawicki split out to the right side. The give to McKell off the counter. He's brought down for a loss of 2. 3rd and 9, and as we have this opportunity, let's run down the starting lineups, beginning with the Skyview offense, if we could, taking a look at their offensive line. And we go from the tackle spot. Jake Brummer, number 77, a senior. At the left guard, Chris Hutton, number 62, also a senior. Mike Andy plays linebacker and center, number 51. Mark Hubley at 53 at the right guard. Jeremiah Booten Shane, they just call him Boot. He's that good at number 76 at the right tackle. Again, now 3rd and 8. Sawicki again in motion. Give right up the middle. Taco breaks a tackle, heads left. First down, yardage inside the Bozeman 40. 1st and 10 for Skyview, and he is going to be tough to stop.
That's why he's an all-state fullback, Andy. You know, he was stopped right there, a yard off the ball, and he broke that tackle and then accelerated outside and made a big play for him.
As we take a look at the backfield for the Skyview Falcons, Rocky Baldry, the senior leader at the quarterback spot, calling the signals and taking the snaps. Jared Taco, the fullback, we've already called his name a couple times. Chet McCall, Jeremy Sawicki, the other running backs, all seniors. This is a very senior-laden team, as is Bozeman, but with a few more juniors. But this is the last shot for a lot of these great athletes from Skyview High School.
I don't know. Tom Godey just went out of the ball game. I don't know if he got a stinger, a pinched nerve in the shoulder or what, but they've got him substituted out right now.
McKell in motion. First down, the give to Taco. Brought down hard in the middle of the line, a gain of about 1. We check the tackle. Looks like Travis Harding and Cody Schrader, the middle linebacker, making the tackle. Let's talk a little bit about the Bozeman defense. Coach Walker says it's a 6-1, sometimes disguised as a 5-2, but 6 guys up at the line of scrimmage. Is that tough to run an offense against?
No, that isn't real difficult. The thing that worries you is difficult with this defense is they're very, very mobile. They get to the football. See how they surround it right there? Yeah, they got great mobility on that defense.
Taco again on the carry. He's getting the workman's load brought down for another yard gain. And again,
LaValle's in there. He's a 185-pound defensive end. He also plays tight end on the other side of the ball, and he's a very physical football player.
It is going to be another big 3rd down and about 7.5. Maybe we'll see the first throw tonight from Skyview. Both backs split out on the wing. Again, McKell in motion. Running the option, Baldry on the keeper. Breaks a couple tackles and is going to be close to the first down. Tripped up by number 24. That would be their cornerback, Darren Ireland. And it is going to be 4th down, and it is going to be 4th and about 1.5 yards, I think.
4th and a long yard.
And this is where you said they're in 4-down territory already. There's no thinking of punting or kicking a field goal here.
Nope, this is a big part of the ball game right here. This is a big play of the game.
Taco alone in the backfield. Uh-oh, looked like a blown play, and he is not going to get it. Baldry, I don't know if he was going to give it to Taco or if he was expecting Sawicki to come through on the counter, but
it looked like counter option.
It did, and it went nowhere. Bozeman snuffs it out, and they get the first big play on the defensive side. Let's take a look at the replay on this one. A big 4th and 1. Baldry, maybe the counter option. Tucks it up, and the tackle made again by LaValle, who kind of brings it inside. Let's pick up the play here. Steve Salo, the quarterback, brought down for no gain, running the option right. Let's pick up the starting lineup now when Bozeman has the ball from starting with their offensive line. At left tackle, Travis Harding, Seth Wolfgrim, the left guard. Pete Benzinger is at center, number 77. Right guard is Brent Beneke. And the right tackle, Tom Godey, starting, but I don't know if he would be still in the ball game or if he is...
No, Tom's back in the ball game playing right tackle. That was Domingo Rodriguez on that last play, Andy. Their attitude going in the ball game, talking to the offensive coordinator for Bozeman, is to run the ball at Domingo. I think they're taking a look at that because of his backside pressure speed, and they want to make sure he commits on the ball and take a look at getting that quarterback outside, but he played that well.
5-yard penalty against Bozeman, false start, and we are looking now at a 2nd and 15. Salo, the quarterback, pitching to David Galbraith right. He had a seam, but he is tripped up. Domingo Rodriguez, one of the people doing the tripping, and it looks like he will gain about those 5 yards right back, and they will be faced with a 3rd and 10 situation. Let's take a look at the backfield for the Bozeman Hawks. Steve Salo will quarterback, not all the time. They will rotate him in with Rydell Peterson. Peterson starting at the fullback. David Galbraith is the tailback, and we'll be calling his name a lot. 3rd down and 10. Salo drops straight back, looking. The ball is tipped. By Mike Andy picking it off at the 42-yard line, the first big turnover for Skyview, and this is a game of turnovers. Last game these two teams met, Skyview turned it over 5 times. This time they get the first one. Let's take a look at the replay. Salo dropping back. It looks like they had pretty good zone coverage.
They had very good coverage there. They had 4 people around the football. It was a deflected pass. Skyview got their hands on the football, and Mike Andy came down with it.
It's a huge turnover with 7:51 left to play. Scoreless in the state championship game. Again, Skyview on offense. Now Baldry taking the snap, and there was a little movement. I don't know if the Bozeman nose tackle, which is Mike Dworshak, a junior, if he was drawn offside or if he just jumped. We'll take a look at the official's call. It is offside, giving Skyview 1st and 5 from about the 39-yard line of Bozeman.
Yeah, Dworshak, he's real aggressive. You'll catch him jumping off sides a couple times during a ball game. He comes after you hard.
Sawicki coming back in the game, relaying the message, the play from Ron Lebsock to Rocky Baldry. It is 1st and 5 from just inside the 40. We'll call it the 40. And we'll see what Skyview does here. They haven't gone from the full house set yet. We have McKell split to the left, Sawicki to the right, Sawicki in motion. The give to Taco, and again he is shut down about a gain of 1 yard right up the middle. And that is where the power is going to be.
That was just offside belly option. You know, the 2 tight ends, double wing, and they're going to take the football at you. And I think, you got to stay what got you to the ball game here. And I think they're going to keep running Jared for a while and see what happens there.
2nd down and 4 yards to go. 7 minutes, 12 seconds left to go in the first quarter. It's scoreless here at the AA State Football Championship. McKell in motion to the right. Again, Taco the give. Off the right side, he cuts up, breaks 50. He's dragging 2 tackles with him inside the 20-yard line. Finally brought down by Darren Ireland and Rydell Peterson. I'm sorry, that is Steve Salo. And that is a big 14-yard gain for Mr. Jared Taco. And that's what he does best. And let's take a look at it. Again, as you see here, just busting off the tacklers. And it doesn't take 1 or 2. It takes 3 or 4 to bring down Jared Taco. 1st and 10 from the 19-yard line. Sawicki in motion. Again, the give to Taco, and he busts it. 5 touchdowns. Jared Taco from 20 yards touchdown. And that's exactly what you said. That's what brought him to this game, and they're just going to go right to it. And Jared Taco has made his presence felt immediately.
That's one young man that came to the dance to do some dancing.
And play some music. The band starts up the fight song. They go up 6-0. Nathan Carpenter in for the extra point attempt. Rocky Baldry holding, and again the turnover, the interception by Mike Andy setting that up. Jared Taco doing the bulk of the work. Carpenter's kick is right through the middle. 7-0, 6:47 left to go in the first quarter. You're watching coverage of the AA State Football Championship on Montana Television Network.
Hey, do you dream in black and white, or do you dream in color? Either way, Rax has an offer that's a dream come true. It's the Rax roast beef sandwich at a new low price, just 99 cents. Yep, tender oven roasted roast beef, sliced fresh and piled high on a toasted buttered sesame bun, now just 99 cents. But you better hurry, though. This dream lasts for a limited time only.
I'd rather Rax food than you.
It all started with an idea, a dream, to build American Auto Body's new building. It would be more efficient, functional, and roomier. The groundbreaking began the process with full force. After a lot of hard work and time, American Auto Body moved into its new home. We have a new drive-in estimate area, a relaxing decor, and as always, a friendly, trained, and certified staff in all areas of auto collision repair. From the smallest of scratches to the biggest of crashes, bring your car to our new home, American Auto Body, 650 South 20th Street West.
All right, you're back here at Dallas Stadium in Billings, Montana. Billings Skyview up 7-0. Jared Taco, 8 carries for 63 yards. And, of course, you have to have offensive line movement to do that.
Yeah, the offensive line caused a couple seams there, and Taco busted through and broke 2 or 3 tackles, and he's got great nose for the end zone. That's a heck of a running back right there.
Nathan Carpenter kicking off. Let's head down to the field right now. Jim Connors, what do you have for us?
Quick update on Tom Godey's situation. He busted the snap on his helmet. He's okay. He's back in the game.
In fact, Godey is returning the short kickoff, and he takes it to midfield, and they're going to try to kick it away from David Galbraith, but you don't want to kick it short and have that happen. And that's, again, field position is going to play a big part here, and they're going to start right a little shy of midfield.
They're right off midfield, and like I said earlier for Skyview, 15 yards puts them in 4-down zone, and good football teams with 4 downs, it's hard to keep them out of the end zone.
All right, let's take a look at the Skyview defense. We haven't had a chance to mention their names yet. Up front right now, Jake Brummer, 77, Jeremiah Booton, Shane, 76. Chris Hutton is the other tackle to give to David Gilbreth right off the bat. He is brought down by Mike Andy. No gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, the key to that play right there was a cornerback 28 for Skyview. Came up and filled real well and made the cutback run, and we get a cutoff with that middle linebacker.
We've talked about the corners. If they have to come up and play the run, maybe they'll be a little susceptible to the pass a little bit later on. Salo still the quarterback. The hand up right off the middle to Rydell Peterson, the fullback. He gains 3, and we're looking at a 3rd and 7 to finish off the Skyview defense. The ends are Justin Flayton, number 85, and Domingo Rodriguez, number 10. Linebackers, Mike Andy, of course, with the big interception to start the game, and Jake Weatherington, number 44. The cornerbacks, David Gunn, number 21, the only underclassman on the team. Here we go with the 3rd down. Hand off to Rydell Peterson, breaks up the middle, and he could be going all the way. He cuts left. The only person to get him is Chris Fosney, and he drags him down inside the 13-yard line. Rydell Peterson, and we'll see play a little quarterback, a big run up the middle, and it is 1st down and 10 for the Bozeman Hogs.
That's the key there, the weapons. They're looking for Galbraith.
And here's take a look at it again, and again, the quickness, the speed of the running backs there. He doesn't look like a fullback. He wouldn't be fullback size, but he's getting the job done.
Sometimes you find great fullbacks in those guys that are 170 pounds.
Here's the snap. Salo giving it to Steve Long, seeing his first action in the ball game. Steve Long, a fullback who started the season, and had some good games. Missed the game against Senior, missed the game against Helena with an injury. He is back, and he picks up 5 on 1st down, even closer to 6. So it is going to be 2nd and 4. And again, to pass along the 2 safeties for Skyview, since we haven't mentioned their names, Jeremy Sawicki, number 5, Chris Fosney, number 1. The quick snap and the give up the middle. Steve Long, touchdown off the left side, and this is going to be maybe a shootout the way we're seeing start. 5 minutes, 10 seconds into the game. We are at 7-6. Long in for the touchdown. And they're just matching power with power.
Power with power, and then the deception. You know, you're looking at the outside running game with the big fullback, 6'1", 195 pounds long. You get in that short yardage situation, he's a load on the outside, and they showed it down here at the bottom of the end zone.
Here's the extra point to tie it, Travis Dorse, the sophomore. And these are big. These extra points win and lose ball games for you, and the kick is right through the middle, and we are tied 7-7. Skyview and Bozeman with 5 minutes, 10 seconds left to play in the first quarter. You're watching coverage of the AA State Football Championship right here on Montana Television Network.
12 years of school, now only steps away from a new future. She's learned in class and outside the classroom, in speech meets and on the volleyball court. She's ready. So is he, testing himself as a distance runner and as a musician. We encourage participation in school activities, recognizing the growth that competition nourishes. We provide the awards for all Montana High School Association competitions.
Master Lube is a good way to take care of your car. We're at the Four Seasons Master Lube in Billings Heights to ask people specifically, ma'am, why do you come to Master Lube?
It's the perfect place to come. Service with a smile. I wouldn't go anyplace else. And they do a good job. If they didn't, I'd tell them. I'm proud of the things I've done in my life, and I'm getting older, and I'm not going to slack off. I'm still going to do what I want to.
Terrific. Thank you, ma'am. Master Lube is a good way to take care of your car.
Andy Price and Pat Dolan with you here. It's 7-7 in the first quarter. Let's head down to the sideline. Jim Connors, what do you have for us?
Andy, on that touchdown play, Mike Andy was coming off the field. Skyview was trying to call a timeout. They didn't get it done. Bozeman scores the touchdown. Andy's not on the field.
That's what happens, and you can't let that happen. That's a breakdown, and need to be paying attention. I know it's tough to communicate from sideline to the huddle, but it's things that have to be done.
It's real difficult with the noise and things, communication on the field, and especially after big plays. After the long run there by Peterson, things got to click, and that's where maturity on your defense comes in.
The kick went out of the end zone from Travis Dorsey. Took over 1st and 10 at the 20, and again it's the give to Taco. No surprise there. Breaking tackles, another 3 people to bring him down. Finally brought down by, is that Ireland again?
It looks like the free safety there.
That's the cornerback
there.
It's
Ireland on the corner. Boy, if he's coming inside like that, they better be looking for counter outside bootleg.
12 yards on the carry for Mr. Taco, and he's racked up 75 yards rushing. 1st and 10 at the 32. Again, Taco the lone back. The 2 other ones split out on the wing. McKell in motion. And hey, why not give it back to Taco?
Well, there he goes.
Taco again for 14 yards, and is that... and it would be Steve Salo making the tackle there from the safety. But if you have your cornerbacks and safeties making tackles, you're in a lot of trouble.
You're in a lot of trouble. Looks like, Bozeman's getting quite a bit of penetration. They're not reading the line of scrimmage. They're taking gaps. And if you get too much penetration on the offense that they run, they trap you. It's big plays, and your safeties are going to have a long night.
1st and 10 from the 46, and this time it looks like the counter inside handoff to McKell. He bounces outside, and he's got some great speed. Down to the 35-30, out at the 28-yard line. The play didn't develop right away, but with McKell's speed, he gets one little opening, and he can get 28 yards for you.
We just talked about that cornerback getting sucked in on Jared Taco, and they came with a double reverse look there and got outside, and that's a big play for him.
All right, and this is a shootout, not through the air, but just on the ground. Can a defense stop one of these great rushing attacks? That could be the answer. 1st and 10 from the 28, 4:34 left to go in the quarter, tied at 7. Nick Janes in the game now is the another tailback that will see a little time. The handoff to Jared Taco up the middle for just 2 yards, but so you're not going to hit for 12 on every play.
No, you're not. You got to stay with your game plan. Keep plugging away, and pretty soon that seam's going to open up and Taco's going to go through it. It's just like running the wishbone offense here. This Delaware wing T is the outside, inside-outside option game.
2nd and 9, they only gave him 1 on the carry. This time they go inside to Jeremy Sawicki, and he's got himself a hole, and he's brought down at the 15-yard line by a couple of Bozeman tacklers. And right now they deviate a little bit from Taco, and Sawicki finds a huge hole, and you have to give credit to the 5 up front, Brummer, Hutton, Andy Hubley, and Boot and Shane. They've been doing it all year long.
They're coming off the ball, and that's a counter play that's set up off that fullback. And if you look at Sawicki's stats and Peterson's for Bozeman, they're very comparable.
1st down and 10 from about the 15-yard line of Bozeman. Janes in motion again. On the option, Baldry keeps it, cuts it upfield, and he is still going. Brought down by 4 Bozeman tacklers at about the 6, and I tell you what, that's going to be close to a first down, probably about a yard short, and they're sitting in a pretty situation, second and probably a little less than 1 inside the Bozeman 10-yard line.
Yeah, and I think you're still going to see the number 1 guy get the ball. Taco's going to get it right here and get that first down and not look for a big play. Just take it, man's work, and go do the job.
Rocky Baldry has been sensational this year at the quarterback spot. He's been getting to the man he needs to get it to, but he also runs the offense extremely well. He takes a snap, but he is brought down right away by Mike Dworshak. He just busts through. You talked about it earlier, his aggressiveness, and that time it paid off.
He gets off the ball extremely quick, and there's a lot of penetration there. It looked like there was a little muff on the snap, a little bit of muff there. It's a quarterback. Baldry had to pause a little bit. And, that's, we lost 3 there. I shouldn't say we. I think of Billings as we. Sorry, Bozeman folks, but, that caused a little bit of penetration, and it's costly. It's 3-yard loss.
3rd and about 4.5 right now. A big play here. Again, the backs winged out. Taco, the lone back, in the backfield. And he's looking to make him jump, and I think he did it. I think with the hard count, Rocky Baldry got the big penalty, and that's a crucial mistake.
That's a key thing on offense that you got to have in your package. You got to be able to draw that aggressive kid offside. If you don't, they're going to beat you. He gets off the ball so darn fast. He was in our backfield the whole day, 3 weeks ago.
The spot looks like it's going to be a first down, and it will be. 1st and goal from about the 5-yard line. We are tied 7-7, Skyview and Bozeman, 2:40 left to go in a very exciting first quarter so far. A lot of action, a lot of offense, all on the ground. We have yet to see one pass, and it was picked off. Baldry taking the snap, gives it right up to Taco, who is brought down in the middle. Scramble like there may be a loose ball, but nobody seems to be signaling, so say Skyview's gain
of 1 yard. Tom
yard.
Godey put the finishing touches on there.
No, there is signaling.
They fumble the football?
Well, that's what it looks like right now, but I think the far line judge, has ruled it down, and he is saying 2nd down. They had ruled it down, I believe. Yeah, it's 2nd down and goal right now. Inside the 5-yard line at about the 4. You don't want to be coughing it up at this point in time, at this end of the field, and blowing an opportunity like that. We are at 2 minutes and 1 second left to go in the first quarter here in the AA State Football Championship. This time you have McKell and Taco in the backfield to give to Taco up the middle, and he kind of waltzes into the end zone, touched it once or twice. His 2nd touchdown in the game, another pretty drive by Skyview.
Yeah, there's a lot of consistency in there, a lot of patience. They went to a 6-2 defense down there in the short yardage.
And here's a look at the touchdown right here. From 4 yards out, they blow a big hole over the middle, and Taco with his running ability, you're not going to bring him down.
Yeah, they ran trap ISO there, and there was a hole a mile wide.
Nathan Carpenter with the kick, and it is good. So with 1 minute and 58 seconds left to play in the first quarter, Skyview is leading Bozeman 14-7. You're listening or watching the AA State Championship game on the Montana Television Network.
ProLube Express Plus for great service. Quaker State Motor Oil for longer engine life.
I know that when my wife takes Claire in for ProLube service, that it'll be well taken care of, and that gives me a lot of peace of mind.
ProLube Express Plus proudly uses Quaker State products.
They take care of everything in my car, and I feel very confident when I leave there.
ProLube Express Plus, open 7 days a week at the corner of 24th and Broadwater.
It's a friendly place, and they make me feel welcome.
What do we have to do?
Parts offers the biggest selection, the most requested names, and the guaranteed lowest prices. So what do we have to do to get your business? Give it away? Okay, then that's what we'll do. We're not the same old store. And to prove it, today at Hart's, find tremendous savings store-wide and buy it all with 0 down, 0 interest, 0 payments for 6 long months. So if Hart's Home Furnishings has to give you furniture free for half a year to get you in the door,
then that's what we'll do.
That was
all right. We
40,
are back here at Dale Stadium in Billings, Montana. 14-7 in the AA Championship game. Skyview leading Bozeman. Nathan Carpenter set to kick off for Skyview, and he has got a nice leg, and he tries to almost an onside kick, and Skyview's going to get this ball. That is exactly what's going to happen. It looks like Kirby, number 28, the starting quarterback, is going to come up with a Jared Kirby. What a huge break to start things off, and surprising Bozeman a little bit right there.
Well, you know, you take a look at, do you want to kick the ball deep to Gilbreth and the speed that's back there? Or are you going to put the ball on the ground, try to get it yourself, or get no return at all?
Let's take a look at the onside kick right here. And I don't know if it was intended to be that way or just a squib kick, but it takes a great bounce. Jared Kirby landing on it, and that is a huge break. They have the ball at the 38-yard line of Bozeman, and here's a chance to go up by more than the 7 points. And right now, Bozeman has not been able to stop Skyview. They're going from the full house backfield right now, and they give it to Taco. A little different look, but a much the same result. Gain of 8.5 for Jared Taco, who is now top the 100-yard mark with that carry, about 103 yards on 12 carries unofficially, and 2 touchdowns. Not a bad first quarter for Jared Taco.
He's a blue-collar fullback, isn't he? He's one of those meat and potatoes guys.
You got to love those type of players.
Oh, I love him, boy. I haven't seen him run this tough, honestly, this year. He came to play football today, and with everything he's got, he's a handful right now.
Again, out of the full house backfield, 2nd and 1.5 yards. We're approaching the 1-minute mark, and they give it to Nick Janes off the counter, or off the power, really, and he gains about 4 yards, and that will be a first down at around the 26-yard line.
Yeah, they're coming out with a little different look, confusing the defense a bit there. Instead of with the single back, off tackle play, they're going the same type of offense a little bit, running belly, and that was just belly power. The left side. It's a little bit confusing. They're going to come back. You'll see him run some spread, I think, and give, Jared Taco that football off the right or left tackle.
Nick Janes sometimes will sub in for Jeremy Sawicki, and he did right there. Sawicki back in the game, again out of the full house backfield. And the give right up to Taco, right up the middle, and he will get close to 6.5, maybe 7 yards, probably 6 on the play, and I guess you go back to it until they stop.
I think this is a real good adjustment by Skyview. That was just a belly ISO, and against 6'1", that middle linebacker's got to step up and fill, and he's got to take on the onside foot, the onside back, which was Zawicki, who's a 180-pound running back, and then they got to take on Taco right behind him. So this is a real fine adjustment on Skyview's part on offense.
2nd and 4, Skyview on the attack again. The give to Chet McKell, and he is brought down probably for a loss of 1. Dworshak helping out on that tackle, as well as a host of Bozeman Hawks. And they have made it about a 2nd and 5. Time ticking down here in the first quarter. That could have been the last play. We have 14 seconds left to go. We'll see if Lepsock chooses to get another play off before the gun sounds. Again, they've been faced with 3rd down situations before and have been able to convert every time. They are going to let the clock expire. We are through one period of football here at Dale Stadium. 14-7, Skyview leading Bozeman in the AA championship, and you're watching coverage of this game on the Montana Television Network.
I really want a Mitsubishi big screen.
Yeah, but how are we going to pay for it?
There's nothing to it.
Nothing to it?
Come to Video Sat and Sound. Buy any Mitsubishi big screen, big tube, or VCR and pay nothing down.
Think of the movies.
Make no monthly payments.
Think of the sports.
And pay no accrued interest.
Nothing?
Not 1 penny till January 1997.
Sitcoms.
The sports.
The soaps.
The sports.
At Video Sat and Sound, 2201 Grand.
Unpretentious, casual elegance, tempting delicacies. We're Giuliano's. Chef Carl Kurakawa creates the atmosphere and experience from his passion for contemporary American cuisine and fresh seasonal menus. Come join us for lunch or dinner and an experience of a lifetime. It's always a special occasion at Giuliano's. Reservations are recommended but not required. We're Giuliano's, 2912 7th Avenue North, downtown Billings.
You want it faster. You need it easier. You want it professional. You need it now. You want prompt, courteous service after the sale. You need automated office systems and Canon equipment, the best in the business. Reach maximum productivity with Canon copiers, fax machines, and optical disc filing systems. And Canon's new 30-page per minute laser printer also faxes, scans, and copies. Best of all, in a world of automation, the service at Automated Office Systems is personal. Just a phone call, and they're there to help. Automated Office Systems, 2404 6th Avenue North.
All right, here we are right back. We missed one play as Taco ran for a first down, fumbled it, but got it back. First down and 10, and again the give to Taco, and he is going to be tripped up with a gain of 4. It'll be 2nd and 6. Let's go back down to the sideline. Jim Connors, what do you have for us?
During the break, Andy, I asked the Skyview coaching staff if that kickoff was by design. They told me it was classified information. I think we know what that means.
They were just happy it landed that way.
It was a great bounce, and you need those great bounces when you're talking playoff football, especially championship against pitting two great teams like we're having here with Skyview and Bozeman. 2nd down and about 6 yards to go. Again, Taco the lone back. The other two winged out. Sawicki in motion, the give to Taco up the middle. This time he is hit for nothing. That would be Harding making the tackle along with Blackwood, number 58 on the stop. And it will be now third down and about 5 yards to go. Also number 63 in on the tackle, Chuck Rinker helping out. Again, as I mentioned before, as they went to break, they've been able to convert on all their third down situations, and they haven't had to go to the air to do it. This, again, a third and marginally long, 3rd and 5. Baldry taking the snap again. In motion, Nick Janes. Baldry's going to keep it on the option, and he is brought down back at the 15-yard line. They didn't get the block up front, and that was Harding, Travis Harding, making the tackle, number 53, and that was a big stop there, as now we're going to have to see Nathan Carpenter. They finally stopped Skyview, a little momentum there, maybe a little momentum changer, and it's going to be 4th down and 9.
Yeah, Coach Lepsock, says Carpenter boy's got a pretty strong leg. They're looking at him to be a possible 40-yard kicker, so it's a good situation. He's right in front of the goal pole, so there's a shot that he could make that ball and still get him some points here.
4th and 9, it's going to be about a 31-yard effort. Baldry the hold, and that's going to be short. It looked like the snap was a little low. Baldry had a little trouble getting the laces spinned around like the kickers wanted, and it comes up a little bit short, so a wasted opportunity for Skyview. 14-7, the Falcons still lead. The Hawks take over, though, and they dodged a bullet, Coach.
They dodged a big bullet there. They got too much penetration on that third down play. They gave up too much penetration, which ended up in trying to convert a 4th down field goal attempt, and they got to get a little bit of consistency here. 14-7 isn't any kind of cushion against the speed that Bozeman has.
Oh, not at all. And here we are going to see the change at the quarterback spot. Rydell Peterson, as Coach Walker said he would in the 3rd series, will take over the quarterbacking duties. And he runs the option pretty well, and he keeps it heading left. Peterson makes a switch from fullback to quarterback, and he picks up 7 on the option, and that is his specialty.
I think that's the key. That's one of the keys I looked at going into the ball game, is seeing Rydell in their quarterback and seeing him keep the ball. He's a very, very fine runner, and I think we can look for him to come with the football on outside veer and keep it.
2nd down and about a yard, and we'll take a look at the backfield. It is Long and Galbraith, and they give it to Galbraith on kind of the hard-hitting dive for about 2.5 yards, and that will be 1st down for Bozeman across the 30-yard line. Now they bring in Long to play the fullback spot. Long did score their lone touchdown in place of Peterson at the fullback spot, but this is where he's going to see the majority of his time when Rydell Peterson starts taking the snaps. 1st down and 10 at around the 31-yard line for Bozeman, needing to get a drive going. The snap, Peterson keeps it on the option, and he is going to be picked up by Jake Weatherington. Justin Clayton doing a nice job of keeping that play inside.
Yeah, that's called a feather technique. Don't commit on that quarterback. Let him string it out. Let the defense come in and pursuit, and everybody get to that ball.
And with Skyview's linebackers, 2 talented kids in Mike Andy and Jake Weatherington, if you can do that, they're going to make their tackles, and they're not going to give up a lot of yards.
They're going to fill that backside.
It is 2nd and 11, a loss of 1 for Bozeman there. A nice defensive play by Skyview. Again, the tight formation. The draw to David Gilbreth. Sawicki and Flayton have to make the stop, but that's going to pick up about 5 yards on the play, making it 3rd down and 6 yards. So they fake the pass and run the draw.
Yeah, that draw play has been great for him this year. It really opens up. You're looking to take away the sweep, and then you come back inside, and Gilbreth in open field. We had one boy out there grassing out, 44 grasses out, and he's between a rock and a hard spot. You got a kid that runs 4.5, and you got him one-on-one, and you're waiting for help.
This is a big 3rd down and 6 yards to go, and there is a penalty flag. There was a little movement off the top, and we'll see which way this one goes. And it's going against Skyview right now, and that is going to be a big 5 yards. It's still going to be short of the 1st down. So it'll be now 3rd and 1, but that changes the play calling a little bit for Bozeman. You got to believe that was almost a passing situation. But now at 3rd and 1, they can go right back to their power game, and that is either giving it to Long or to Galbraith. And it's going to be tough to stop him here on 3rd and yard. Skyview in the 5-2 defense, they come up. Holmquist split out to the right side. The give, Peterson keeps it himself, but I think he spins his way towards the 1st down, and it is looking at the spot. It'll be 1st down and 10 for Bozeman at the 43.
Yeah, you look for him to run outside veer, and that's the option to the outside of the offensive tackle and the tight end. And you want to run it away from their flanker. So when you see that flanker set, take a look at where the fullback's lined up, and if it's You know, if we got 36 over here, this short side that we're looking at right now, look for him to run off tackle here to the left.
Again, this time dropping back the pass. That was probably a quarterback draw. Peterson keeping it himself and going for about 6 yards. And again, they look to pass, but make the linebackers commit and then go to the hole.
Well, when you got a threat in there, a quarterback that, you know, he's a 4.7 sprinter. I talked to the coach a little bit before the ball game, and he walked by and we asked him what his speed was, and he said 4.7. And you know, the ball player, like any good ball player, he said, no, coach, 4.5.
The give to Travis Knight, who has just entered the ball game, and Knight is going to pick up the first down, a gain of 6 for Knight, and it is first down. Again, they have a few different people that they're going to show us throughout the evening. Mike DeMaria, the split end, was in on that play as well, so they're not just a 1 or 2, as is Skyview. They have a multiple amount of weapons that they're going to bring at you. Bozeman inside of Skyview territory, 1st and 10 inside the 45, and we have a timeout on the field with 7:31 left to go in the first quarter. 14-7 Skyview. You're listening to the AA State Championship game on the Montana Television Network.
Create a family heirloom this holiday season. Your Family Portrait by Citroni Studio.
Master Lube is a good way to take care of your car. We're at the Four Seasons Master Lube in Billings Heights to ask people specifically, ma'am, why do you come to Master Lube?
It's the perfect place to come. Service with a smile. I wouldn't go anyplace else. And they do a good job. If they didn't, I'd tell them. I'm proud of the things I've done in my life, and I'm getting older, and I'm not going to slack off. I'm still going to do what I want to.
Terrific. Thank you, ma'am. Master Lube is a good way to take care of your car.
Back with you at Dallas Stadium, Andy Price, Pat Dolan. We missed a play right there. Rydell Peterson keeping it on the option right, and he goes for another first down. They have the ball at the 34, and he does add a little different dimension, Rydell Peterson at the quarterback spot.
It's that quickness. You know, you get out on that corner real fast, and you're going to puts that number 10, Rodriguez, in a tough spot. He's got to take dive, so that means the middle linebacker's got to get to the quarterback.
They give it right up the middle, and that will be Galbraith going for 3 yards on the play. His name and number hasn't been called as much as we thought it would be. They're doing a nice job of mixing it up, but he picks up 3 right up the belly.
He's the kind of guy that, you know, he's not going to get the ball every play, but all of a sudden there goes a 60-yarder on you, know. So don't look for him to get the football all the time. You're going to see Long getting the football. You're going to see the quarterback keeping it on the outside veer. You run Gilbreth inside all the time, he's going to get beat up in there at 170 pounds.
Again, another flag on the play, and there was some movement. It looks like the call is going to go offsides against Skyview, and that's another big 5 yards. Again, it will be short of the first down, but second in about 1 now, and those 2 mistakes have changed this drive and the complexion of this drive.
Yeah, now we're back down to what we talked about, that 4-down zone.
And at the 25 right now, they trail by a touchdown. Bozeman does with 6:56 and counting left to go in the second quarter, the first half of this State AA Championship football game. Peterson with the give. Domingo Rodriguez making a great play to stop Steve Long right away, and then getting some help from Chris Hutton and Jake Weatherington. And Rodriguez that time made the nice play, stepping in and getting the first initial hit.
Well, he's a leading tackler, on defense over there. He's got 78 tackles. And he's a hard hitter, a 190-pound defensive end, and he came up and took that outside veer and pushed it right back to the quarterback.
They are short, 3rd and 1. Wes Holmquist, the flanker, out to the left side. The pitch to Galbraith, and he is going to be brought down by Jake Brummer. What a nice play from the tackle spot there, and they're going to be short. It's going to be a loss of about a half a yard on that, I think, on that play, and we're looking at now 4th and 1.5 to 2, and let's watch Jake Brummer come away from his tackle position to make the tackle on Steve Long.
Watch him follow that pull and tackle. Comes right down the line. He takes him right to the ball carrier.
That is a big
That's
defensive
an excellent
play.
Job.
Great play, and we are now looking at a 4th and 1.5 yard situation. And Ty Wanaluk will be the flanker in now on the left side, running from kind of a split I formation, and the give right up to Steve Long, and I believe he has the first down. Good penetration by the offensive line, and you just go right up the gut.
Well, that's a 195-pound fullback diving through there on a quick play, and you're looking for maybe a little outside play.
Here on the 4th and a yard situation, you see the surge by the offensive line, and Steve Long just getting the nose of the football in for the first down. Long missed a couple games at the end of the season with a knee injury, but as Coach Bill Walker said, was 100% going into tonight. He's already scored 1 touchdown and keying this drive as well. 1st and 10, Rydell Peterson, the give to Galbraith, off tackle.
There it is.
And he could be going all the way. There's that speed that you talked about, and he takes the left side in for the touchdown. He gets that step, and you just can't bring him down.
Yeah, he gets some daylight. You know, there's nobody in the state that can stay up with him. You know, Drinkwalter boy from CMR is fast, but this kid's explosive.
He surely is, and you see right there, he catches the seam, and he knows how to bounce it out to the sideline, and that's his friend. The sidelines are his friend there, and he will not be brought down by the cornerbacks or safety, Chris Fosney, with one last chance to trip him up. Not going to happen, so that's the tying touchdown if Travis Dorsch can convert the PAT. The snap looks good, the kick is up and good. We are tied 14 apiece, 5:35 left to go in the first half. Skyview, Bozeman State AA Championship football.
Think about what a car accident means to you. The strain of having to tell your spouse, the hassle of being short a car, dealing with the insurance, and just looking at your banged up baby puts a knot in your stomach. Hi, I'm Gary Harris from Auto Body Specialists. We understand what you're going through, and we want to help. We care, our work shows it, and we've been in business long enough to prove it. Comfort and assurance, that's what our guarantee means to you. Auto Body Specialists, 1342 Main in the Heights.
Okay, Billy, this is it. You just mosey on out here in the sun where I can get a good look at you.
I'm moseying, Sheriff. Whoa, hold it! I need my sunglasses.
What you need, Billy, is lenses that change, just like mine. These automatically adjust to changing conditions from light to dark.
Well, I'll be, Sheriff. You saved my life.
Available at Barnett Opticians on 24th and Broadwater and downtown at 118 North Broadway. Barnett Opticians.
We are back at Dale Stadium, Billings, Montana, the AA State Football Championship, and a doozy to begin with. Bozeman Skyview tied at 14 with 5:35 left to play. Travis Dorsch kicking it off for the Hawks, and it looks like Chet McKell will take it at about the 5 again, the return. Up the middle, there is a little seam there. And again, a nice return of about 26 yards out to the 31, and teams have started with good field position.
Yeah, that was the last time they kicked off to Skyview. They put it in the end zone. Starting on your own 20 is difficult. But right here is pretty decent field position, Andy.
There's a funny story about the Bozeman roster, and we were going to pass it along. A little confusion. Steve Long, number 36, is listed as Larry Long, and I had a talk with the athletic department at Bozeman High School today, and they said it was kind of a joke that he is still known as Steve Long around the high school. Skyview taking it over, 1st and 10 at around the 31. And a little mix-up up front, and again, there's a question as to whether the ball is bubbled. Nope, the referees say it is not. 2nd down and 11, and that would be the least well-executed play of the night for Skyview.
Yeah, it looked like the pulling guard, got tangled up there with the football, and it got knocked down on the ground. They're fortunate to get it back.
2nd down and 11. I tell you what, Coach, even though we're in the press box and enclosed a little bit, you could just feel the atmosphere with the bands and the students, and this is what high school football is all about. The wing backs are out again. Nick Janes in motion. The give to McKell on the counter up the middle, and he's got himself some running room. Finally tripped up inside of Bozeman territory. Wes Holmquist with the shoestring catch.
Yeah, he saves the play right there. That's a heck of a little runner, and he hits in there. He's difficult to see. I think if on a good day, he's 5'7".
You keep giving it to Taco up the middle, and that counter is going to pop.
It's going to pop, and it came right up the gut with it, with McKeel, and he busted her for a big one.
Chet McKell now inside of Bozeman territory. Again, Taco the lone back. The other two winged out. McKell in motion, and they just give it to Taco up the middle, and he is good for 9 yards. And he is going to maybe have a 200-yard first half if he can break one here.
Well, he's a workhorse.
It'll be 2nd and a yard and a half. And again, Skyview is yet to have to put the ball up in the air, and I guess that's got to be a coach's dream.
Well, you just got to take that when it comes. Right now, they haven't stopped their running game, so why put yourself in a situation you might have a turnover and lose some of that momentum.
Skyview in the full house backfield, 2nd and about 2 yards, and they give it to Taco, and he bounces off one. Looks like he was going to be hit for a loss, but he's able to squeeze forward for a first down, and again showing his versatility as a running back.
That was a power ISO play that they scored on earlier in the first half, down on the goal line there, came back with it. It didn't open up quite as well. The defensive front got great penetration. That front of Bozeman has great speed up there. I'll tell you that. I've watched them all year, and And some of those kids are going to be back next year. I kind of worry about that. They got 4 juniors starting in that defensive front.
Skyview a little short on the spot there, so it's 3rd and about a foot, and they give it right to Taco, and I don't know if he got it. I do not know if he ended up with it with the first down. No, we're going to have to, they will call out.
I'll tell you what, this is a big call on the head coach right here.
Again, they were trying to go to the power right where they've been going, and it is short. They're not even going to measure this one.
Yeah,
so it is going
Blackwood got in there. Blackwood got in there with some great penetration and stuffed that play.
4th and a foot, and I guess it's the call here, and I think you'd still have to go back to Taco.
I think you got to go in a long count, too. I think a long count's a good call right here.
Full house backfield, James, McKell, Taco, and Baldry keeps it himself, and he has a first down. And that's a nice play right there.
I miscalled that one, didn't I? You come up there and you go on no count. That's just quarterback goose. We call that quarterback goose. You just tap that center and you take the play.
And that is good for a first down right here, though it looks like they're going to measure. But from our vantage point, I think he has it. I don't see how.
Maybe the referees need a breather.
Yeah, that could be true because we've just been going up
They've
and
been
down
the field, haven't they?
Right now, it is 14-14 here in the AA State Football Championship. Bozeman and Skyview. The defense is not been playing bad football, but the offenses have been executing well, and it's been a track meet. And right now we just have a little stat to pass along for you. Jared Taco, 19 carries, 127 yards and 2 touchdowns. That alone in the first quarter and a half, and now with 3:23 left to go in the second quarter. This is big because they can put some points on the board and not give Bozeman a chance to retaliate and go into the halftime with a little advantage.
You want to keep the ball on the ground, eat up that clock, and get some points.
James and McKell are winged out. McKell in motion, and they give it to Taco right up the middle, and maybe Bozeman's making some adjustments and making the play on the bottom of that pile, getting up with the hit. Would have been Cody Schrader, the middle linebacker, so maybe he's stepping up and filling a little bit.
Yeah, that was just the inside trap, and Cody's an experienced middle linebacker. He read that, and he filled that as quick as it started to develop. That's the first time I've seen that inside trap today.
2nd down and 10 for Skyview at the Bozeman 37-yard line. Again, you have James. Now we have 2 split outs. Baldry keeping it on the option to the right side. The keeper, he breaks a couple of tackles, cuts back inside, brought down by Holmquist. And Mike Dworshak having to make that tackle way out that far down the field, and that is a first down at the 25-yard line. Baldry, a great athlete, able to do it himself.
Hey, he's a guy I think makes a difference in this offense. You know, Taco's going to get his yards, but the secret right there is Baldry. Baldry broke 2 tackles there. They didn't even touch him. His feet are so quick. Got out in open field and made a great play for him.
First down and 10 from the 25. Taco in the backfield. James and McKell winged out, and we get it to Taco again for a gain of 1. They are swarming. He tried to bounce that off the right side, seeing nothing up the middle, but they were able to shut it down.
The defensive tackles for Bozeman just stuffed that play. You know, I think you got to take a look at Baldry on a naked bootleg. You know, I think we're getting a little bit of penetration from the backside. You know, let him go back to the offside with bootlegging the ball with nobody leading him. I think that'll come here a little bit.
Coach Pat Dolan calling for a little misdirection, and the clock winding down. 2:08 left to go in the second quarter. 2nd and 9 for the Skyview offense. Baldry calling the cadence, and he takes the snap, gives it to Nick James, who is brought down by Dworshak. A nice play by the nose tackle, getting a collar on James and able to bring him down for no gain. 3rd down now and 9 yards to go. Clock ticking down, minute 49. We'll see if Ron would be taking a timeout. I would think not. He's going to try to milk this clock a little bit. And we'll see what kind of set they bring at us right now. Number 87, Eric Anthony, coming into the ball game for Skyview. Maybe we'll split out a receiver or 2. Looks like we have an equipment problem with Jared Taco. He's coming off the field. Number 33, Kurt Kaufman, the junior fullback, is coming into the ball game.
Skyview takes a timeout.
Skyview takes a timeout. Why don't we take a quick timeout? 14-14, minute 29 left to go in the state AA championship game.
What are they doing?
Well, they're doing a little remodeling, making this nice old house even nicer. There's a natural gas log in the fireplace that goes on or off with a remote.
Cool.
How about a natural gas heating system? Really warm in the winter, ductwork for cooling in the summer, and a natural gas water heater. So when you're remodeling, you insist on natural gas because...
Because it's my money. Because it's your money. Right.
For more information, see your contractor or MDU.
D.A. Davidson, the municipal bond leader, where your investment builds Montana and Wyoming's future.
Tax-free investments make sense. The interest on Montana and Wyoming high-quality municipal bonds is yours to keep. That's right, tax-free. Municipal bond investments are not only good for you and your family, they're good for Montana and Wyoming. With your investment, communities grow and they prosper.
Serving investors successfully for 60 years, D.A. Davidson, where Wall Street meets the Rockies, with offices in Billings, Cody, Gillette, and Jackson.
Let's go back to a replay on this play if we can. We come back, missing an interception. The ball picked up by Darren Ireland, number 24. Let's take a look at it. Baldry rolling a little bit right on a 3rd and 10, looking for Jeremy Sawicki, but he throws into a little coverage, and the pick is made at the 18-yard line, and that is a big stop with 1 minute and 23 seconds left to play. Timeout on the field right now. Let's take another quick break here. 14-14. We're tied in the AA championship.
The BLT. It's an American classic. But how can you make it more interesting? Well, you can make it exotic. You can make it friendly. You can even make it finger food. But if you're Taco Bell, you make it a taco. Introducing the BLT Soft Taco and 2 other classic bacon tastes loaded with bacon. The Bacon Cheeseburger Burrito and the Chicken Club Burrito. The Taco Bell Sizzlin' Bacon menu starting at 99 cents. But hurry, unlike most classics, they won't be around for long.
Open the door, look inside the kitchen cupboard. We're full of great ideas at the Kitchen Specialists. Open the door to the latest kitchen magic. Come see what we've cooked up for you. The Kitchen Specialists Kitchen Cupboard.
Back with you here, another handoff to David Gilbert on the right side. He fakes the reverse, so they gain 6 on the play. That big turnover, and Bozeman has the ball. They're going to have to hurry up to the line of scrimmage right now, minute and 10, and they are going to take their second timeout, so let's take another break here. It's 14-14 in the AA championship.
Yes, would you just look at all the activity going on at the Spoke Shop. They're ready to fill wish lists with these fantastic gifts. For family fun, the latest in cross-country ski packages and the best selection of big names in bicycles, plus exercise equipment to get in and stay in shape. And the rollerblades, a favorite on everybody's list. Or when you need some ideas, the Spoke Shop has clothing, accessories, and gift certificates too. The Spoke Shop, ready with great gifts at 1910 Broadwater.
Create a family heirloom this holiday season. Your Family Portrait by Citrone Studio.
Back at Dallas Stadium, Rydell Peterson on the keeper, and he is going to be, I think, a little bit short of the first down on his second down. And surprising that they didn't go back to Steve Salo, the quarterback who throws the ball a little bit more than Rydell Peterson here, but I guess the rotation remains intact. 3rd down and a yard to go. We're under a minute left to play.
Yeah, I think he's a little more consistent in the passing game. He's thrown a little bit more than the Peterson boy, but the Peterson boy has that speed that can break it.
Straight drop for Rydell Peterson, and he's throwing out into the flat. David Gilbert, if he would have cut that one, he had a lot of running room. They were trying to throw the little out and up to the halfback, and it is incomplete, stopping the clock. It will be 4th and 1 with 42 seconds left. An interesting scenario here. I guess you're going to have to punt it away. You couldn't really gamble and try to get that 1 yard. It probably doesn't mean all that much at this point.
No, because, a big play, you turn the ball over right there. You don't make the first down or whatever. Just punt the ball down the field and hopefully run out the clock.
Darren Ireland is back to punt. Jeremy Sawicki to the left. Chet McKell to the right, and that's where the ball is going to go. 1-2 hops, and Bozeman will down it at the 32-yard line. And that is where Skyview will take over with 31 seconds left to go in the first half. We are tied 14-14, and we'll keep it here for the remainder of the half. And I would have to think here that maybe Skyview will just try to milk the clock out, run it out, and let's go to the halftime.
I think you just probably see a little belly option where they're going to give it to Jared up the off-tackle play.
But I seem to have been wrong every time so far tonight. So
yeah, you never know.
They're
Maybe
splitting out two to Mike Downey to the right, and they'll go with Preston Gomer to the left side. And Baldry's going to keep it along the left side, and he is going to be tripped up and brought down. The tackle made by Jay Odie on the right side. And that could do it right there. The time ticking down, 13-12. 11-10, and I believe that will be the last play of the first half. And that is exactly what it's going to be. A great football game, and we're in for a doozy. We're going to go down to the sideline. Jim Connors with Coach Ron Lefside.
Ron Lefside, impressions of that first half?
Well, you know, it's a hard-fought game. A couple mistakes early gave us, stopped a couple of our drives. We can't do that. We need to execute that thing as best we can and stick that thing in the end zone. Defensively, I think kids are playing a hard ball game. They just caught us a couple times on counters, and this second half is going to be really tell his tale as to who comes out and has the conditioning and wants to play the hardest, I think.
Thanks for your time. Best of luck in the second half.
All right. Let's take a break right now. We'll come back with our halftime show with Jim Connors and Paul Clabo. You are watching the AA championship game in a doozy. It is 14-14. We're tied at the half. We'll be back in a minute.
Hey, do you dream in black and white, or do you dream in color? Either way, Rax has an offer that's a dream come true. It's the Rax roast beef sandwich at a new low price, just 99 cents. Yep, tender oven roasted roast beef, sliced fresh and piled high on a toasted buttered sesame bun, now just 99 cents. But you better hurry, though. This dream lasts for a limited time only.
I'd rather Rax than you.
D.A. Davidson, the municipal bond leader, where your investment builds Montana and Wyoming's future.
Tax-free investments make sense. The interest on Montana and Wyoming high-quality municipal bonds is yours to keep. That's right, tax-free. Municipal bond investments are not only good for you and your family, they're good for Montana and Wyoming. With your investment, communities grow and they prosper.
Serving investors successfully for 60 years, D.A. Davidson, where Wall Street meets the Rockies, with offices in Billings, Cody, Gillette, and Jackson.
It's an all-out rivalry. It divides the state of Montana, and it goes on every year. It's the U of M Grizzlies and the MSU Bobcats in college football. The fans of these teams don't agree on much, but they all agree at least on one thing. Everyone knows the best tire is Cooper Tires, available at Tire-Rama. Cooper Tires are American-made for Montana's driving needs. So no matter which team you root for, U of M or MSU, there's always one thing everyone can agree on. Cooper Tires, available at your local Tire-Rama.
We are back at Dallas Stadium, 14-14 the score. Skyview and Bozeman, we thought it was going to be a great football game, and it will be decided in the second half. It is time now for our halftime show. And let's head back down to the field where Jim Connors, the sports director for Q2, and Paul Clabo, the West High football coach, are there. Jim, take it away.
Well, we certainly didn't lack for excitement in that half. Coach Paul Clabo, your observations of what unfolded.
Well, it's great first half of football. The Bozeman coach thought it would be in the low 20s, but we're 14-14 and a half, and Skyview got stopped down there close twice, and Bozeman had a good drive that they kind of lost early, midway through the first quarter. So it's been a great offensive show so far.
Does it seem to you that the defense are making adjustments and clamping down a little bit as the game wears on?
Yeah, maybe a little bit. They're getting used to what they're seeing on defense. Bozeman ran it back out of the backfield there at the end. It looked like a pretty good play. The quarterback didn't throw him the ball. The squib kick, I think, before right there at the start of the second quarter
could be a key factor.
Could have been a real key factor. That would have put Skyview 28-7. And maybe in well control that they could not have been caught from there. Bozeman had two good stands on defense down inside the 20. That the missed field goal and then the one stop they got on 4th and 3. Those were two real big defensive plays for them.
You think those Hawk linebackers and linemen are taking some chances, busting through those holes?
Well, they blitzed a lot the first half, I thought, and they've destroyed some of the timing on a few plays, but that's a big gamble, and if they get the ball off, it's going to be big second half, I'm sure.
Gilbreth, you thought maybe they'd give him the ball a few more times in that first half.
Surprised me. They did a good job. They pitched it to him one time. I don't think you could see it on the camera because it was in front of the Skyview bench. He tripped over one of his guys. It looked like he had a lot of room to run real early in the game. And then they came back and pitched it to him again. Skyview was there. And then they came back and faked the pitch play and ran the second back through big. And they both have done a great job offensively.
we may have some stats up in the booth. We'll check in up there to see what kind of numbers we can get into.
We'll verify what Coach Claybo was saying with the numbers as we take a look at them right now. Skyview, 208 total yards. Of course, that's all rushing. They are 0 for 1 throwing, and that was a 1 Rocky Baldry interception. Penalties 2 for 10 yards, and those were 2 costly penalties that help keep drives alive, or not keep them alive, but give them, instead of 3rd and 6, give them 3rd and 1, and those mistakes did hurt. Bozeman, 132 yards rushing, 0 for 2 with the interception. Mike Andy getting the pick there that set up a touchdown for Sky. They have 1 penalty for 5 yards. Coach Pat Dolan, what do you have for some of the individual stats?
Well, one thing that really stands out here, Andy, is McKeel's rushing for, Skyview. The counter off of, Jared Taco's offense of 21 carries and 128 yards. McKeel's only carried the ball 4 times. He's got 47 yards.
Over 10 yards a carry.
Yeah, and that's a big thing, But their key on defense for Bozeman is to stop Jared, and that opens up the ball game for the other backs, and it's obvious in that play. Just like for Bozeman, everybody's looking for Galbraith, and all of a sudden Long will pop through there. Or Peterson. Peterson had a couple of real big plays off their counter game.
Let's take a quick look at their individual stats. Peterson, 67 yards rushing. Gilbreth, just 7 carries, as we discussed earlier. Not getting the ball as many times, but he did when he did get the chance. He found a hole and broke in for the game-tying touchdown. Knight, 1 carry for 6 yards, and Long, 4 carries for 17 yards and a touchdown as well. The score, 14-14, and let's go back down to the field. Jim Connors, Paul Claybo.
Thank you very much, fellas. We're about ready to step aside for a minute, but we'll be back to talk Cat Grizz football and talk to a couple folks who've actually played in that ball game. We won't say how many years back right after this.
Okay, Billy, this is it. You just mosey on out here in the sun where I can get a good look at you.
I'm moseying, Sheriff. Oh, hold it! I need my sunglasses.
What you need, Billy, is lenses that change, just like mine. These automatically adjust to changing conditions from light to dark.
Well, I'll be, Sheriff. You saved my life.
Available at Barnett Opticians on 24th and Broadwater and downtown at 118 North Broadway. Barnett Opticians.
There's nothing like a good bacon cheeseburger. But no matter how much you dress it up, dress it down, or disguise it, it's still a bacon cheeseburger. Unless it's a bacon cheeseburger burrito from Taco Bell. Introducing 3 classic bacon tastes loaded with bacon. The bacon cheeseburger burrito, the BLT soft taco, and the chicken club burrito. The Taco Bell sizzling bacon menu starting at 99 cents. One thing people can't disguise is how much they love them.
12 years of school, now only steps away from a new future. She's learned in class and outside the classroom, in speech meets and on the volleyball court. She's ready. So is he, testing himself as a distance runner and as a musician. We encourage participation in school activities, recognizing the growth that competition nourishes. We provide the awards for all Montana High School Association competitions.
This is a Q2 Friends of the Family Community Calendar announcement. The Billings Education Association is having their annual Teachers Christmas Fair on Sunday, November 26th from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the Holiday Inn Trade Center. The Midland Empire chapter of the Red Cross is offering a Certified Nurses Aid course at the chapter office, 702 Central Avenue. Classes are scheduled to begin Monday, November 13th. For more information, call 245-3512. This has been a Q2 Friends of the Family Community Calendar announcement.
We're back live at Daylis Stadium. 14-14 is where it stands. Bozeman and Skyview knotted up in this State AA football championship. Another game you can see live here beginning at noon tomorrow on Q2, the Cat Grizz, the 95th meeting between the Cats and the Grizzlies, and both of our analysts had the pleasure of playing in that game. Your recollections of that rivalry?
Well, it's always a great rivalry, and Bobcats, we've been kind of hungry for a long time, so Cliff and the guys, best of luck tomorrow. Hope it comes out for you.
Brian, if we can roll that tape, Pat Dolan, I want you to take a look at this guy and tell me if he brings back any nightmares from your past Cat Grizzly experiences.
Oh yeah, that's Dennis Erickson there, going out to the Seahawks. 1968. That's Paul Schaefer, the All-American running back out of CMR, catching that ball.
Pat, did you ever get a good shot on him that you can recall?
Nah, that little bugger, he ran the ball away from me all the time.
Well, the names Erickson and Claybo and Dolan, well, let's stick with the first two. We're familiar to Bobcat fans, but did you know a member of our broadcast team could be the first family of Grizzly football, and they go back to the 30s. Have a look. The name Dolan has echoed throughout Grizzly history for the better part of this century. John Dolan, seen here on the right, captained the team back in 1938. Son Pat played for the Grizzlies in the late 60s and coached them in the mid-70s. And grandson Nathan seems to be coming of age with this year's club.
I mean, if I was going to play football in Montana, I was definitely only going to come and play for the University of Montana. You know, my grandfather went here, my dad went here, and then when he was done playing, he coached here, and that's when I was born. So I've been going to Grizz games since before I even knew I was at the games.
A little research would seem to indicate it would be in the best interest of the team to keep the feeder system alive.
Well, every time there's been a Big Sky Conference championship, there's been a Dolan who played. Pat was there for 2 years. His cousin Billy Dolan was there. And then Nathan has been there for 2 Big Sky championships.
Pat Dolan has been tested this season. His senior high Broncs have had 4 Saturday games on their schedule, making it kind of rough to keep up with his son.
Yeah, we just keep the car idling in the garage and just jump in it right after the football game and head over to Missoula and watch the ball game and then come right back. And, you know, you just put a lot of miles on the car, but, you know, you only have your kids one time.
If Nathan has caused his father the occasional hardship, daughter Heather had to be nearly disowned. The all-conference, all-state selection out of senior has chosen to sport the colors of blue and gold.
She jumped ship on us, you know. Yeah, that was a tough one, you know, when she went over to the Bobcatville.
Between my grandfather and my father and my brother and numerous other relatives, they've all been Grizzlies, all played football for the Grizzlies. My dad says they'll support me wherever I go, but there's my brother that I don't know if he's going to be talking to me for a while.
We never thought any Dolan would ever be in blue and gold, but now she is. And so I don't know.
In fact, I think it was harder on me than it was on Pat. And we just, you know, told her from the time she was a baby she'd be a Grizzly, and she wanted to be. And she always wanted to be with her brother. That was her dream, to play at the same school with her brother.
Because I've got cousins that are ex-Grizzlies, and we all about died when Heather went to Bobcatville. We really did. My cousins were threatening that they'd pay her money to go play for the Grizzlies, you know. But, you know, Montana State recruited her harder. They really wanted Heather back there in the back row, and so she said that they wanted me to play there a little bit more than the Grizzlies did, so she went to Montana State. So, you know, that rivalry and things, it's going to be there for a long time.
You could say the family has reached an uneasy truce.
I've told her that I'll always support her and be there rooting for her, but I'll never wear the blue and gold, never.
Talk about being the black sheep of the family. Heather Dolan has herself a tough situation, wouldn't you say? Time for us to step aside. When we come back, we'll check in with the holiday food drive, and we'll also check in on the news. We'll see you in just a bit.
Where can you find an expert on transmissions?
Every day at Hansers, innovative techniques are used and tested to produce the highest quality of transmission. Our ASC certified technicians continue to update their skills through schools and seminars they attend. The end result is a transmission that exceeds OEM specifications. This is one example of Hansers' commitment to excellence and to you, our customer.
See the transmission experts at 430 South Billings Boulevard. Hansers Automotive.
Long before you get out of bed, Laura Thornquist and Steve Brill are working to bring you the latest in news and weather. Get a jump start on your day with Q2's new morning show, Daybreak. It's the only place to get farm and ranch news with Taylor Brown and Rick Haynes, as well as health tips, local business news, and interesting events happening in our community.
Make it a part of your morning routine. Daybreak, a full hour of news you can use.
On an all-new Baywatch.
Is lifeguarding really your first priority?
Yes, it is! As the tension builds.
I don't appreciate being accused of a crime you have no proof I committed.
The battle lines are drawn.
So you're telling me I'm going to get the opportunity to nail my big sister with a paintball?
because the crew is storming the beaches of Malibu.
Remember, it's all in the name of fun. Let's settle this once and for all.
And it's every lifeguard for themselves.
Hang on!
On an all-new Baywatch.
This weekend on Entertainment Tonight, Heather Locklear. She single-handedly turned Melrose Place from a sinking soap into a household name. Now, she reveals the secrets to this season's success.
More kissing, rolling around.
Then hot Matt LeBlanc, sexy Courtney Cox, how you can officially join the Friends Party. And top doc Noah Wiley tells why he and George Clooney share brotherly love.
We're the Bronco brothers now.
This weekend on Entertainment Tonight.
Make sure that it don't go 60 plus.
14, the score.
When they got 25 seconds to count the ball.
14-14, the score here at Billings Stadium. We are all tied up.
Are you going back after the game? You going back after the game? All right.
14 here. Skyview High School, Bozeman are tied up. We are going to the second half. Bozeman will receive the kickoff, and Coach, this was the opportunity now that, will they kick it away to David Gelbreth, or are they going to forget about it?
They're going to keep it away from David. There's no way you want to kick the ball near Dave. You know, he can break it in 10 seconds. It's a different ball game. So they'll squib kick it again. I'm not sure if they'll kick it to the left side, you know, like they did. I think that onside kick, you know, it looked like an onside kick. It's one of those things where you tell a kid to kick the ball, and he hits the ball a little bit different. It just ended up right.
We will see what happens here as they are just getting set. Both teams back out on the field. The officials going to call them to the middle of the field right now. And maybe at this time, since we're going to have about a minute, why don't we take another break? It's 14-14. You're watching the AA State Football Championship.
Unpretentious, casual elegance, tempting delicacies. We're Giuliano's. Chef Carl Kurakawa creates the atmosphere and experience from his passion for contemporary American cuisine and fresh seasonal menus. Come join us for lunch or dinner and an experience of a lifetime. It's always a special occasion at Giuliano's. Reservations are recommended but not required. We're Giuliano's, 2912 7th Avenue North, downtown Billings.
Create a family heirloom this holiday season. Your Family Portrait by Citrone Studio.
All right, we are back here at Dallas Stadium, and as we said before, we are tied going into the third quarter. Coach Dolan, what do you see are some of the keys, if we could quickly give one or two to who's going to be the win or who's going to be the loser here? What could be the telling difference?
Well, I think the difference is going to be on a couple turnovers. You know, if the defense can cause Bozeman to fumble, or if Bozeman, I think if they come back with Steve at quarterback, you know, and put Randall back at halfback, look for Randall on the counter play. You know, with his quickness and great open field running, he could be a one to pop one for Bozeman.
We will see what happens here in the second half. Back on the to field the kick on the left side. It looks like Galbraith on the left and Rydell Peterson on the right side. Nathan Carpenter set to kick things off, and we are just 24 minutes away from deciding a state champion. That is if overtime is not going to be in the cards. Carpenter with the kick, and again a squibber, and it is fielded by Jay LaValle, and he goes about 8 yards up to the 45-yard line, and that is where Bozeman will take over their first possession of the second half.
Yeah, good field position for Bozeman.
You know, you give up the opportunity for a long run, or you at least avert that, but you're going to give up good field position if they recover
right,
the
if they get the ball right here, you're giving up that field position. Like we talked earlier, 2 first downs put you in 4-down zone. I'm not sure about the distance on the Skyview's kicker, but, you know, you might have gone for the corner away from Gilbert.
Steve Salo is back at the quarterback spot, and he gives it right off the right side. David Galbraith going for 10, maybe 11 yards. That looks to be a first down on the first play of the second half. And Galbraith with a quick hitter, and that's tough to stop with that speed.
We talked about that earlier also, Andy. Look for Galbraith or, you know, Long or any of the backs running away from their slot back. Now, not their slot, but their wing back. They got wing left, look for the ball to come over here to the defensive left side.
They're going to measure this one, official spot. Unsure if it's going to be a first down from, again, our vantage point. I think it is going to be. Number 25, Pat Schumacher is in the game right now for Bozeman. He is one of the rotating wide receivers or flankers, as they do to call in plays, as most teams around the country do. At the high school level, they haven't gotten to the hand signals as much yet.
Some of us do and some of us don't. You know, they don't have a very complicated offense, so they can get things in. They don't run the passing game where you have to have multitudes of signals and calls like we have at senior high. But whatever works for you, that's what you got to use.
First down and 10 inside of Skyview territory. Salo again, the quarterback in the backfield. Rydell Peterson to the left side. To the right is David Gilbreth. And they get it to Peterson right up the gut. Tackled by Mike Andy, who just came up and exploded in to make that hit.
It's a very fine play from the middle linebacker spot by Mike. That was outside veer, and he came underneath it to make the play. You know, interesting, Andy, they're talking about the Bobcat Grizzlies. Out there at quarterback, Steve Salo, his dad was a Grizzly middle linebacker. And now his dad's a defensive coordinator for Montana State.
Second down and 10. Salo on the delay to the left side to Galbraith, and they spread it out pretty well. There's going to be a call right there. Jared Kirby gets clipped, but he's still able to make the play. That's a great defensive effort.
We talked about big plays and turnovers. That clip right there is just like a turnover. Now it's going to be second down and 25.
Yep, and I would think you take the penalty here and move him back and get him out of this 4-down range, especially the way the things have gone in the first half, and we'll see what the coaching staff at Skyview's decision is. But a nice play by Kirby. They were able to string it out, and then even after getting clipped in from behind, he was able to reach out an arm and make the tackle, and a nice defensive play coming up from the quarterback spot. And they're
doing a good job on that toss play of Bozeman's. Bozeman's hurt him with the quick outside veer look. You know, we talked about that, you know, where they give the ball off tackle to the tight end side. That's been a little bit troublesome for him. In the Okie defense, it's going to be unless you go to a cover 2 look.
And we are looking now at second and a bus ride, cab ride. Dropping back to pass Steve Sale. Looked like he was trying to set up the screen. He rolls right. He's going to throw it deep, and he's got Cody Schrader out there. A nice catch, and that is just short of the 50-yard line. And that will be a gain of about 12 on the play. And looked like it was desperation, but his tight end came back and helped him out.
Cody did an excellent job. That's where they bring both their tight end on the backside, and they waggle them across. You know, I've been impressed with Cody, you know, in LaValle, both the tight ends for Bozeman. They're tough working guys. I'll tell you what, they don't look like high school kids. I've seen them with their shirts off. Those are good-looking football players there.
Third down and 15. The fake toss and give right up the middle to Rydell Peterson, and he's going to get back to the original line of scrimmage, setting up a 4th and 10. In the first game between Skyview and Bozeman, they were really able to hit Schrader and LaValle, and they were getting wide open, and it looks like Lepsock and the team has changed some of their defensive philosophies as well as far as zone coverages, and they've shut some of that down, though, of course, Bozeman hasn't tried to throw the ball all that often, and it is now 4th and 10, and we're going to see a punt here, something we haven't seen in today's game. I guess this would be the second one from Darren Ireland. And that is a nice little kick. The bad bounce for Bozeman, and it'll be down at the 19. Oh, they're going to say at the 20-yard line, and it is there that Skyview will take over. In fact, I don't believe Skyview has punted yet, and they didn't do that against Bozeman in the first game. They didn't have to punt.
No, they didn't have to punt. The turnovers did the punt for them. But, you know, it's interesting to see Bozeman punting. There's a number of times this year Bozeman went on ugly situations, you know, so they know they're in for a barn burner, and they're not going to lose a football game given somebody like Skyview good field position.
1st and 10 at the 20, and again, the backs are winged out. Sawicki to the right side, McKell to the left, and in motion, and Baldry keeps it around the right side, cuts it up, and will get 5 yards on the play. Looked like he was going to make the pitch initially, but Baldry's a guy who likes to keep the ball.
Well, you know, the other good thing about that, you know, when you run option, that's why we don't do that at senior high anymore. I used to be an option coach. We ran a wishbone at the University of Montana, went undefeated for 2 years with it. But when you pitch that football, it's back in your backyard. You know, right here, keep the ball, get the 5 yards. You know, that's a smart play. Rocky's an intelligent quarterback.
Second down and 5, Rocky Baldry, the quarterback. Jeremy Sawicki in motion, and they're just going to give it to Taco. And he gets about 3 now, as our statistician Tim King pointed out. The last 5 carries of the first half after Taco reeled off 120 yards. He was shut down to less than a yard per carry. So they made some adjustments, and they're stepping up and closing down those middle holes.
I think after you see if they pick up the first down here, I'd look for Sawicki on the counter play.
3rd down and about a yard and a half for Skyview. 9 minutes and 12 seconds left to go in the third quarter. We're knotted at 14 here between the Falcons and the Hawks of Bozeman. Full house backfield, and the give is going to be to Jared Taco, and it looks like he has pulled his way. It depends on the spot. He has to get to the 30, and it looks like they are going to spot it at the 30. The near judge has, in fact, on the other side of the 30.
Yeah, the offensive line there has got to sustain their blocks just a little bit longer. I think they kind of anticipated Jared making that play, and they got to hold their blocks just a bit longer.
First down, the Bozeman fans thought that the play was pushed back to the 26, but the forward motion of the running
forward
back.
Progress there was marked, and it was a good mark by the referees.
First and 10 for Skyview. Again, the backs winged out, Sawicki and McKell. Sawicki in motion, and the give to McKell on the counter, and he goes for about 7 yards. Almost the right call, just the wrong name.
Yeah, it's just a different back. That's one of the things with this wing T offense. It's the same call, but just a different ball player getting the ball.
And when you have three talented athletes like they do back there, it can go to any of the three. Nick James into the game as well, and he's already seen the ball a couple times tonight. So we are looking at second and 4, a pickup of 6 there for McKell. Baldry looking over the Bozeman defense. Again, he's got the backs winged out. He sends McKell in motion, and there's some jumping, and I believe that it was Mike Borshak who jumped a little early, though they
Borshak on offense, it looks like.
They're going to point and say that the line moved a little bit, and it's all up to the officials' call right there, and they're going to say offside on Bozeman, and that's going to be a first down.
It may have been, I told you earlier, Bozeman's real aggressive in that defensive front, and I think a long cadence is a good call on an offensive, coach's scheme.
Skyview in their first ever state championship appearance, and they're wearing their new helmets this year with the Michigan emblem on their helmet, and it's brought them some good luck as they are making their way towards their first championship, and they're making his way for another 7 yards. Jared Taco right up the middle, and that 2nd and 3, and that's as big as a hole as he's had in the last quarter.
We haven't mentioned this, but I haven't seen it this year either, though. I haven't watched all of Bozeman's games, Andy. But right now they're running what we call a 4-2 defense. Some people call it a split 4, but they got 2 inside linebackers and 6 downline people and only 3 defensive backs. You can look for a tight end dump or play like that, but they've changed their defense on him.
Again, they give the tackle. He breaks through the initial tackler and down to the 40-yard line. And Coach Bill Walker had told me earlier in the week that he was going to drop Godey back and then play a little linebacker just to mix up the looks a little bit. Here's a look at the first down run for Jared Taco. And if he gets the momentum going through this first hole and breaks that first tackle, Lord have mercy on defenses across the state, and he picks up another first down and down to the 40-yard line.
Yeah, it looked like Tom Godey was right there, but just happened to be, half an arm length away from him, and you can't bring down Jared with one arm.
Nick James in the backfield now for Skyview. Give to Taco again off the middle, and he's running hard, and he has another first down, a carry of 13 yards inside the 30. First down, Skyview.
Yeah, they're getting through there. I'm not sure what Coach Walker was thinking on changing his defense. They have good reasoning for whatever they do. They're a great football team, but they've lost a safety. When you go to that 42 defense, you have to take out a safety for that and bring in an extra down person. Now they come back. So
they switched it back
just coming into the ball game.
Yep, they switched it back to their 6-1, and it's first down, and again the give to Taco, and he's just a battering ram, and he goes down inside the 20, and again close to first down yardage. I tell you what, Jared Taco now with his 27th carry and close to 175 yards, he has been the man to stop, and right now Bozeman, which they did for a little bit at the end of the first half, has not done it on this drive, and they're going to say 2nd and short. And again, this is a perfect opportunity for a coach. When you're sitting 2nd and short yardage, 3rd and short yardage, you have so many different options that you can go here.
You can do, but you gotta give the ball to Jared or give it on the counter.
And they do give it to Taco, quick handoff. And the one thing about Skyview's offense that has been so impressive is the sleight of hand of their quarterback, Rocky Baldry. Sometimes even sitting down on the sidelines, it's tough to pick up where he's going.
You can't find it when you're on the field. And the thing is, you can't come out with a lot of blitzes because you got to stay based on the line of scrimmage, because when they run that offense, that's triple option offense. Everybody's got a man. You can't be out there guessing. And the best way you stop it is having great personnel.
First down and 10 at the 15-yard line, a little bit short of the 15. Skyview looking to take the lead in this AA championship game. Rocky Baldry at the quarterback spot, keeps it around the right side, bounces to the outside, still on his feet inside the 10-yard line, a gain of 5. Kid's got great balance as well.
You know, he's the difference in the ball game right there. I'll tell you, I felt that all along the second half of the season. You know, if you're going to win the game, you know, Jared Taco's going to get his yardage, but you've got to stop Baldry. You know, he's going to keep the ball on boot. He's going to make a good call. He's a smart kid. You know, he's got great feet.
Finally getting the tackle there was Cody Schrader along with number 63, and that would be Chuck Rinker, finally dragging Baldry down after a gain of 5. 2nd and 5. Again, it's Janes and Baldry, or Janes and Taco, the give to Taco. And did the ball come loose there, or did they end up giving it to Janes? No, they didn't give it to Janes. They had to give it to McKell.
Yeah, McKell's
they had to
got
give it
the
to
ball.
someone.
Yeah, they gave it to McKell again on that inside counter, and they were in a blitz situation, so everybody had a gap. I think if there's going to be a bubble in this 42 defense, the way they're blitzing folks, they got to double down with the tight end on the defensive tackles and kick that end out. Kick the end out and let the ball run right inside the tight end and the kick out block by the guard.
A full house at Dallas Stadium, and they're seeing a key play here, third down, and they give it right up to Taco, and that's going to be short of the first down, so we're going to see a 4th down and a couple yards. And again, this is a big decision time. They tried a field goal earlier in the second quarter. The kick missed by Nathan Carpenter, or the snap, a little questionable on that one. 5 minutes and counting in this third quarter of the State AA Championship, and they're going for it. You can see right away, Lebsock says, let's go. Sends Nick James in with the play, and it is going to be 4th and 2. And the crowd rises to its feet with their activator.
And you want the crowd to be quiet because your kids can't hear the cadence, you know. The band starts playing, and you know, you want to draw them off sides, but your poor kids get drawn off because your own crowd.
4th down and 2, and we see McKell off to the left side to snap to ball. He is going to be short of the first down, as from what it looks like up here. It looked like almost a missed handoff to Taco, and he had to get it back in there.
You know, that looked like a different formation. Didn't that look like an I set there?
Almost a little bit.
It looked like an I that they're running belly option. And let's take a look at it here, Andy.
We'll see if we get the replay up, but it looks like the officials are saying first down Bozeman, and they again, now that's the 3rd time that Skyview has been deep inside of Bozeman territory and unable to get points, and they will take over. The Hawks taking over inside their own 10, marked down at the, let's see, about the 7-yard line, 7 or 8. And it will be Steve Salo again quarterbacking the Bozeman Hawks with Rydell Peterson in the backfield, and that's who gets the play. Justin Flayton with a great tackle, he breaks off the block and able to make the hit.
Yeah, getting back to that last play, defensive play by Bozeman, I felt all along that their defensive ends were a real positive thing, and right there it showed up. They closed down that outside, belly option look, and just came to do the job.
2nd down and 9.5. Salo taking the snap, and he drops back to throw the ball, and he's got Cody Schrader open, but it's tipped by Mike Andy. A nice play as he drops back in his zone and able to tip it away. Andy already one interception on the game.
It was a great job by Mike Andy. I'll tell you, that's one kid that might be being looked at by the colleges around the state here. You know, he's a very versatile athlete. You know, he's heavyweight wrestler, playing inside middle linebacker, and also, offensive center. He's got very good speed. I'm not sure he's going to be a linebacker at Montana or Montana State, but I think he could play that defensive tackle or defensive end job and do a heck of a job at it.
It is 3rd and 10 inside their own 10. What does Bozeman do? They're going to drop back and throw it. Salo's got a man wide open, Jay LaValle, but the ball a little bit overthrown, and that's the same play we saw in the first game that was so wide open at times, and they had it there, but Salo could not connect with LaValle, and they're going to be forced to punt deep in their own end.
They're deep in their own territory. Their punter's an adequate punter, but that's going to leave them in 4-down zone.
Yep, it surely will. And this is after Skyview unable to convert on their last drive. They're going to get good field position and another chance to take the lead.
It looks like they might be coming after him. They've only got one person back. They've got one guy deep, so look for some heat.
1 deep and 10 at the line. The man deep is Chet McKell. We'll see what happens here. The snap to Darren Ireland. The kick, he gets it off end over end. It'll land at around the 38 and take a horrible Bozeman bounce. And down at the 31. Skyview will take over with 3 minutes and 52 seconds left to play in the third quarter. We're tied 14-14, and a great break for Skyview as they get good field position. The ball bounced backwards 6 yards before a Bozeman defender could down it. So again, Skyview in great scoring position, and we'll see what the Falcon offense comes out and does right now.
Well, this is where you got to dig down, Andy, and get it done. Skyview's got 6 boys playing both ways. Bozeman's got 7. You've got to capitalize in these situations. You got to get hungry, and you got to get her done. Okay, this is great. This is really good. They're missing a ball player out there on defense. They had to use a timeout. Could come back to hurt them later.
Let's take a timeout. 14-14 at the State AA Championship.
You want it faster. You need it easier. You want it professional. You need it now. You want prompt, courteous service after the sale. You need automated office systems and Canon equipment, the best in the business. Reach maximum productivity with Canon copiers, fax machines, and laser printers. And the new CanoFile optical disc filing system puts all those volumes of paperwork right at your fingertips. Best of all, in a world of automation, the service at Automated Office Systems is personal. Just a phone call, and they're there to help. Automated Office Systems, 2404 6th Avenue North.
Yes, would you just look at all the activity going on at the Spoke Shop? They're ready to fill wish lists with these fantastic gifts. For family fun, the latest in cross-country ski packages and the best selection of big names in bicycles, plus exercise equipment to get in and stay in shape. And rollerblades, a favorite on everybody's list. Or when you need some ideas, the Spoke Shop has clothing, accessories, and gift certificates too. The Spoke Shop, ready with great gifts at 1910 Broadwater.
We are back at Dallas Stadium. Again, it's tied 14-14 Skyview and Bozeman in the AA championship game. Can't ask for anything more than that. First and 10, 32-yard line. Baldry rolling back out the play action to pass. He's got Jared Taco open, but again, overshot him. Number 53, Travis Harding, putting some pressure on Baldry, but that play was open.
Yeah, he was open. It's a tough pass for a fullback to catch after breaking the line of scrimmage. Looking what they're doing defensively, I'm not sure. I wouldn't run belly to the right side, the overload side, to get the free safety moved over Andy and come back and hit the backside tight end on a seam route. Exactly what Bozeman did, but overthrew it. The same play is open right here for Skyview.
Second down and 10 for the Skyview Falcons, and they are now splitting a wide receiver out, number 88 for Skyview, and that is Trevor Waldron. The pitch to Jeremy Sawicki, and he's got himself a little bit of a hole, and he gains 7. Finally brought down by number 58, and that is Brian Blackwood for Bozeman, and it's now 3rd down and 3, and a little bit of a variation now with the pitch on that play.
Yeah, it finally came outside with the option game there. You know, offensively in the booth, Skyview's coach has got to watch the substitution here because Bozeman's back now to their 6-1 defense, which can change some of your play calling.
Pat Chapel split out to the right side. Chet McKell in motion. Baldry the give to Jared Taco. First down and then some. Inside the 15, down to the 13, and there's that off the right side view you're talking about.
And you watch that surge of the offensive line. That's the key. That's the key right there. They got off the football. They opened up a seam for Jared, and he really accelerated.
You take a look at the right side of that Skyview offensive line. That's Jeremiah Bootenshame. They call him Boot, number 76, and Mark Hubley and Mike Andy at the center, and they're getting the job done on that side. 1st and 10 from the 14-yard line. Rocky Baldry again at the quarterback. Jeremy Sawicki in motion. Baldry keeps it around the left side. He's got himself a little seam, and he's going to have a first down, probably a gain of 10, maybe 11, and inside the 5-yard line for Rocky Baldry.
Yeah, that Rocky one-on-one, they got to hit him, wrap him up. He spun off on that play. He spins off on this play.
And you see him.
He's the toughest 170-pound guy in a 155-pound body you're going to find. I don't know where they come up with 170, but...
Baldry hit by Rydell Peterson. He's able to spin off of it and get 3 more yards. And at this point in time, you need those guys who are going to get those extra 2-3 yards after getting the initial hits.
They got to capitalize right here, and this is where Bozeman, they're a tough team. They can come back and they can shut you out right here. They're the good football team. They got to hunker down, dig in, and say, hey, we're not going to let somebody get in our backyard right now and get her done.
Skyview has squandered 3 opportunities inside the Bozeman 30, missing a field goal, an interception, and then the last time giving it over on 4 downs. Let's see what they can do here. It is going to be 2nd down and a little bit less than a yard. Taco the only back. You have Sawicki and McKell out to the wing. Again, the Skyview crowd on their feet. They want to see the go-ahead touchdown with 2 minutes and 57 seconds left to play in the 3rd quarter. The give to Taco right the middle, and that's his 3rd touchdown of the game. Brilliantly done over the left side. Touchdown, Skyview.
Yeah, I didn't see the inside backer, but nobody filled the off-tackle gap there to the right side. He went through untouched. If the inside backers, if they have that on replay, if the inside backers blitz what's called the A-gap, the gap's next to the center, yeah, the defensive tackles didn't slant to their gap from the looks of it.
Jared Taco is the money man, his 3rd touchdown of the game. Nathan Carpenter on to give him the extra point. The snap, and there's a little movement, I think, on the Skyview offensive line. If that's the case, that moves you back to the 8.
That doesn't change anything.
Still, you got to go for the extra point at that point.
5 yards deeper,
And that is exactly the call. A little false start on Skyview. They'll move it back to the 8, which makes it more of a field goal attempt than the extra point attempt. And these are crucial. This is a very crucial point at this point in time.
Right here.
You don't want to go up just 6 because that kind of changes momentum a little bit. One extra point can do that. I've seen it happen in hundreds of football games. 2:49 left to play in the third quarter. Here's the extra point attempt right now. Baldry the hold. It is good. The set down was good, as is the kick. 21-14. The kick was no good. I'm sorry.
It's wide
left, and that is maybe a momentum swinger right there.
And that's the key. You know, the 5 yards isn't a big difference. It's the break in the kicker's mind.
Speaking of breaks, let's take a break now. 2014, Skyview leading.
See, that's just concentration on the kicker. All of a sudden, he changed.
D.A. Davidson, the municipal bond leader, where your investment builds Montana and Wyoming's future.
Tax-free investments make sense. The interest on Montana and Wyoming high-quality municipal bonds is yours to keep. That's right, tax-free. Municipal bond investments are not only good for you and your family, they're good for Montana and Wyoming. With your investment, communities grow and they prosper.
Serving investors successfully for 60 years, D.A. Davidson, where Wall Street meets the Rockies, with offices in Billings, Cody, Gillette, and Jackson.
Hey, Boopy.
I don't think so, Baldy.
Got milk.
20-14, Skyview leading, and kickoffs have been an interesting story so far for Skyview. Let's see what Nathan Carpenter does on this one, and he boots it deep to the left side. That should go into the end zone.
No, that's where you want it, right there. Get him. Come on.
Return, and he picks it up, and he's still got some running room. He gets to the right sideline, and he's finally dragged down at the 35. He was able to cut it inside and break the contain and break it back outside.
Yeah, that's where kids, you work with them for weeks and weeks, staying in their lanes. They got out there, they felt they could get him, they leave their lane. And, you know, Peterson, we talked about him all day. You know, he's a good runner, he's got great eyes. He saw the cutback seam, and he turned nothing into a real good play for him.
Domingo Rodriguez in on the tackle there at the 35-yard line. 1st and 10 at the quarterback spot is going to be Rydell Peterson is back there, and Peterson runs the option to the left and pitches it to David Gilbreth. A great block to kick out the cornerback, and Gilbreth with his great speed gets 13 yards, and that's the option run well.
That's it. Run it just like you draw it up on the board, Andy. You know, and Gilbreth sidestepped a couple players there. You know, he's got that speed where he can break a tackle and accelerate.
And here's a look at it again right there. You know, you get through that first one, and Mike Andy's got to drag him down and save 7 right there if he gets through that tackle. 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line of Bozeman. Rydell Peterson, the quarterback, again running the option left. He gives it to Steve Long, and Long is brought down by a horde of Skyview tacklers, a gain of 2, maybe 3 on the play.
Now, we talk about, you know, Bozeman changing up their defense the second half. Unless I missed it earlier, Andy, I'm looking down here, and I'm seeing, you know, Skyview in what's called a wide tackle 6, or a 46, technically called a 46, where they're in a 4-man front and their linebackers are out wide. See how wide the 2 inside linebackers are?
Right up here to the ball, and there's Jay LaValle wide open. LaValle falls down at around the 26-yard line. The pass from Rydell Peterson to Jay LaValle, and that's the play we've been looking for. A gain of around 25 yards, and let's take a look at it. Mike Andy not reacting quick enough over there. LaValle open, and if he doesn't fall down again, that could be a touchdown, but it is 1st and 10 at the 26.
You know, that's not Andy's fault there. Mike's looking for toss. He's an inside linebacker. You know, that cornerback's sucking up on the line of scrimmage. That means he's moving up too tight, and he gets sucked up on play action, and that leaves that tight end go right by him. And that's the play I was telling you earlier that Skyview had opened up when they were in that 42 defense of Bozeman's.
There's a timeout on the field, but we're going to keep it here since we didn't get to it quick enough. We don't want to miss a play since we're the referees are. We're not sure if they're giving us the full 70 seconds on our break. They're not used to games being on television. This is the first championship game in Billings. We know of that for sure.
They're doing a good job out there. You know, it's just like any new ball game to them. You know, you get an extended, 10 seconds extra. You know, they've got that down in their subconscious, what 60 seconds is. Sometimes I'm not sure about the 25-second calls that they make, But, those timeouts, they have them down.
1 minute, 54 seconds left to play in the third quarter. Skyview leading the state AA championship 20-14 over Bozeman. But Bozeman driving right now, first and 10 at around the 26, just a little bit outside. Wes Holmquist, the flanker for Bozeman, split out to the right side. David Gunn is going to cover him, and they're going to reset this again. And let's talk that play over. Let's make sure everybody's clear on it and come back out. They break for the line of scrimmage, first and 10. Running a little bit out of the I formation, and the give is to David Galbraith over the left side. He powers his way for 7 yards. Brought down again by a gaggle, this time of Skyview tackle.
Yeah, and that's the defensive scheme that, Skyview had to come into the ball game with. They've got that corner up tight. And talking to, Coach Walker from Bozeman, they felt that they could go to that single receiver side on the off-tackle play, and that's what they did there and picked up 6 yards.
2nd and 3, Rydell Peterson is in the game quarterbacking right now for Bozeman, and he gives to Steve Long right up the middle, and Long breaks a few tackles and runs over safety Chris Fosney and down around the 10-yard line, and that'll be first and 10. It'll be first and goal for Bozeman.
Boy, Jeremiah Bootenshade put a hit on Long right there, and he just bounced off and went for about 12 more yards.
That's the way he was in the game against West here earlier when Bozeman came in on a rainy night and beat him. He was the big man up the middle running over some people, and he's doing it again there. First and goal for Bozeman. And again, it's Long and Galbraith in the backfield. The pitch to Galbraith around the right side. He's got a blocker, cuts back inside, spins down to the 2-yard line.
You know what he does, Andy, that Galbraith? There's 3 or 4 boys out, 3 or 4 young men out there ready to put a hit on him. He doesn't let you get a good piece of him.
No,
He's got great hips and great eyes. You don't get to lay any plastic to him.
He's reading his blockers right here, and he decides that he's going to cut it back inside right here. He's got a little seam. Jeremy Sawicki having to bring him down by the ankles, and he's down inside the 3-yard line where it's going to be 2nd and goal, and this is where the Skyview defense needs to stiffen up. Mike DiMaria split out on the left side. And there it is, Steve Long for the touchdown, just bull rushing it in, and that is his 2nd score of the night. And we are tied 20-20, and here comes the ever-important extra point by Travis Storrs. Big drive for Bozeman, responding to Skyview's touchdown right there, and we are all even up.
I felt after studying the film, Andy, and then looking at the alignments on personnel that late in the ball game, like right now and into the 4th quarter, the wear and tear on Bootenshade playing both ways.
Huge play, a great play. David got in. I'm not sure if he's the one that got it, but that is a game-saving, possibly blocked extra point. They needed that one, and the crowd is going nuts below us. And I tell you what, the extra points, we kind of made light of how important they are, and we've seen 2.
Yeah, it's amazing. The high fives in the stands down in front of us. They know now it's a war out here. It's a real war. And like I was talking about earlier, is Bootenshade, he's playing off. I'll check back with you.
All right, let's go to a break right now. We'll be back. 20-20 is the score.
Okay, Billy, this is it. You just mosey on out here in the sun where I can get a good look at you.
I'm moseying, Sheriff. Oh, hold it! I need my sunglasses.
What you need, Billy, is lenses that change, just like mine. These automatically adjust to changing conditions from light to dark.
Well, I'll be, Sheriff. You saved my life.
Available at Barnett Opticians on 24th and Broadwater and downtown at 118 North Broadway. Barnett Opticians.
12 years of school, now only steps away from a new future. She's learned in class and outside the classroom, in speech meets and on the volleyball court. She's ready. So is he, testing himself as a distance runner and as a musician. We encourage participation in school activities, recognizing the growth that competition nourishes. We provide the awards for all Montana High School Association competitions.
Back with you here, Travis Dorsch's kickoff. We are tied 20-20 in the kickoff to Chet McNeil. He takes it at the goal line, and he is brought down at the Taco trying to bounce it out to the outside, but Bozeman doing a nice job of containing.
Okay. Okay, now take a look at Boutenshane out there this series and see how he is playing at that tackle spot. I said earlier he's going up against a 235-pound defensive tackle. Then when he goes to play nose guard, he's going against a 255-pound, center.
All right, here we go. 1st and 10. The give to Jared Taco again off the right side, a gain of 6 yards. And all right, and that will be 2nd and 4 right now. As Jared Taco goes over the 200-yard mark for the day. And another fine day, 3 touchdowns, 200 yards for Jared Taco. But this game isn't decided. In fact, we're coming down. That could have been the last play of the 3rd quarter, and it will be 20-20 is the score with just 12 minutes left to play. You're watching coverage of the AA championship game right here on the Montana Television Network.
It's exciting, it's wild, it's college basketball at its best. It's the 3rd annual Danny Mental Chevrolet Classic, Saturday, November 25th, 7 p.m. at Al Turowitz Gymnasium, Montana State University, Billings. See the MSU Billings Yellow Jackets take on the nationally ranked University of South Dakota Coyotes. Plus, be at the game. You might have a shot to win $25,000. For game and season ticket information, call 406-657-2369. The 3rd annual Danny Mental Chevrolet Classic at MSU Billings, sponsored by Danny Mental, Frontier Chevrolet Geo.
The BLT, it's an American classic. But how can you make it more interesting? Well, you can make it exotic. You can make it friendly. You can even make it finger food. But if you're Taco Bell, you make it a taco. Introducing the BLT Soft Taco and 2 other classic bacon tastes loaded with bacon. The Bacon Cheeseburger Burrito and the Chicken Club Burrito. The Taco Bell Sizzlin' Bacon menu starting at 99 cents. But hurry, unlike most classics, they won't be around for long.
We're back here at Dallas Stadium in Billings, Montana, and I tell you what, a great football game. 20-20 for the AA in the AA championship. 4th quarter just about to begin. Skyview with the ball, 2nd and 4. Rocky Baldry, the quarterback, and he is going to keep it on the option to the left side, and he is going to have the 1st down, a gain of 6 yards, and it will be 1st and 10. And Baldry now is taking a little bit more of the bull by the horn, I guess you would say, and keeping the ball on the option as he gets another 1st down. And they will be at the 37-yard line, 1st down and 10. And now we'll see how the Bozeman defense responds after driving down and getting the big tying score. And again, we'll see the set here. Both backs winged out. Chet McKell to the left side, Jeremy Sawicki to the right. And in motion, and it's the reverse inside handoff to McKell, and he has some running room. Down just short of right at the yard marker, a gain of 10. We'll see where they mark it, and we'll see. They'll probably have to bring out the chains to see if that's a 1st down. Nope. Guess they will not. They say it will be 1st down. Chet McKell, 10 yards on the carry. 1st down at the 47. Godey with the tackle for Bozeman. We're having a little audio difficulty up here, so we've lost Coach Pat Dolan for just a little bit. 1st and 10 for the Skyview Falcons. Sawicki again in motion. The give to Taco right up the middle, and he bowls his way. You think he's down for 1 or 2 yards, and he ends up getting 5-6. Darren Ireland, one of the players making the tackle, and it'll be 2nd and 5, 2nd and 4 for the Skyview Falcons. Number 87, that would be Eric Anthony entering the game with the message, the play for Skyview. As they continue to drive here, again, not having to go up top at all. This is Skyview football when they can just run it hard, run it right up the middle. Sawicki again in motion, and they're going to give it inside to McKellen. He's hit hard. He's hit hard for no gain at all, bringing up a 3rd down. Coach, you back with us?
I think they got her fixed up here, Andy.
I was feeling a little bit lonely without you here.
Yeah, that can happen. I was just looking around here while they're working on my headset, and I thought, God, what kind of entertainment could you get for $6?
Oh, I tell you what.
Today, 2 hours of entertainment with this kind of football and cost you $6. It's great.
And I would bet that over 6,000 people are enjoying this one. A packed Dallas Stadium here. And I tell you, with 10:29, 10:28 and counting left, this thing is far from being decided. Big plays, big turnovers left to come here in the 4th quarter. Sawicki back in motion. The give to Jared Taco.
Big play on defense.
No, it wasn't to Taco. They gave it to the 2nd back. It was Baldry who kept it himself. Again, that sleight of hand that Rocky Baldry has, he sees the play-by-play crew here, and it is going to be short. 4th down and 3. And for the first time, we are going to see a punt here, and it is number 8, Pat Chapel. who's going to be doing the job. And again, the first time these two teams met, no punts were needed from Skyview side. Like you said, they turned the ball over 5 times, and that kind of acted like punts. This time he gets it away, and we'll see if he can pin him deep in their territory. Calling for the fair catch, and is that Holmquist out there making the catch? No, that would be Rydell Peterson.
That's Rydell Peterson making that call. No, that was a great defensive stand. That could be a big play in the game right here. Is hold that third down play right there, Andy. You know, good, like I said, good penetration by that defensive front of Bozeman. They're tough.
Skyview now has to do the same. They need to respond with a defensive stand of their own. 9:43 left to go here in the fourth quarter as they set the chains. 1st and 10 from the 14-yard line for Bozeman. And is that Rydell Peterson again quarterbacking the pitch, the quick pitch out to Galbraith. And that's a fumble, and that was recovered by Skyview, and he was looking for the second effort, and it got coughed up as he was trying to jump the pile. And who comes up with the ball right there? You got to believe it. Was that Chris Fosney with the recovery? Let's take a look at the fumble right here. As you see, he tries to bust over the pile, and the helmet gets on the ball, pops it loose. Justin Flayton and Chris Fosney battle for the ball, but hey, they're both Skyview guys, so it doesn't matter. First down, Skyview at the 20-yard line, and that's just what I said. A big turnover left in this game to go.
4-down zone, big play. And that happens to great backs. You know, great backs put in that second effort, put up that second effort.
They give to Taco on first down, and he bowls forward for 4 yards. And again, setting up 2nd and 6, and this will be interesting, as you say. I don't think we're looking field goal here unless they get it down inside the 10-15. Nathan Carpenter does have a good leg, but I think Ron Lebsock wants to see 7 points here, and he wants to go up by the touchdown.
They need 7. They need 7 points here. That was Godey on the stop. You know, very physical football player, 52 for Bozeman. I'm glad seeing him as being a senior this year.
A great wrestler as well, the Godey family, great wrestler. 2nd down and 6. Again, they give to Taco. He busts off the left side. First down inside the 5. Let's tack a face mask on there as well, and that'll take you down to the 2.5-yard line. Skyview with a great opportunity to take the lead. We're exactly with 9 minutes left to play in this game. You can bet it's going to be a face mask. No other call there. 1st and goal from the 2.5-yard line from Skyview. And they're just, I would figure, Taco right, Taco left until we can get this ball in the end zone.
Yeah, it could be Taco right. If they come out with that spread defense, you might see a quarterback sneak in there if that middle opens up.
All right, we go 1st and goal right now as they set the chains. Crowd standing on its feet. The give right up the middle to Taco, and they're going to signal touchdown there. Touchdown, Jared Taco, his 4th of the game. And they're going to bring on Nathan Carpenter here for the go-ahead extra point, or the one to put it up by 7. Carpenter missed the last one after a 5-yard penalty. 26-20, 8:46 left to go in this contest. Again, barring overtime, Rocky Baldry doing the holding. And it is good. This time Carpenter connects, and it is 27-20. 8:46 left to play in the fourth quarter of the AA championship game. Skyview on top.
When it comes to collision repair, lots of our steady customers say they can count on us for consistent, dependable service and reasonable prices. I know that's why they keep coming back to us. It's a good feeling to know our customers trust us to do the job right. We like to think that's because they come first. You know, if I were a customer, I'd like to be treated like that. I've been in the business for 23 years. We care, and our work shows we're the auto body specialists.
Yes, would you just look at all the activity going on at the Spoke Shop. They're ready to fill wish lists with these fantastic gifts. For family fun, the latest in cross-country ski packages and the best selection of big names in bicycles, plus exercise equipment to get in and stay in shape. And rollerblades, a favorite on everybody's list. Or when you need some ideas, the Spoke Shop has clothing, accessories, and gift certificates too. The Spoke Shop, ready with great gifts at 1910 Broadwater.
Back at Dalis Stadium, 27-20, a dandy AA championship football game. Skyview the advantage right now, 7-point lead, but that hasn't held all night long. This has been back and forth. We have gone. Skyview holding the advantage most of the time. They've been scoring first and holding on to the lead for a little bit. Nathan Carpenter kicking up, and as you noted Coach, David Gilbreth, they've kind of disguised it a little bit and put him in a different spot.
Yeah, they moved him over to the right side. They recognized it, kicked it short.
Squib kick, Darren Ireland picks it up at the 24, and he is brought down, or the 34, brought down at the 40-yard line. Good starting position for the Bozeman Hawks. They will take over just on the other side of the 40-yard line, and again, we'll see if Skyview can come up with a big defensive stop. They had the turnover last time to give them great field position. They need to do it again. Bozeman needs to get on the board. This time's ticking down, 8:39, and they'll start up the clock right here.
Well, it's going to be a ball possession. It's been a ball possession game. The turnovers are a mistake here. There's changed things.
Rydell Peterson at the quarterback spot again, and they give it to Galbraith, and he is brought down. Jake Brummer with the initial hit there. Mike Andy on with that one as well, as was Domingo Rodriguez, and that's a great first down surge by the Skyview defense.
Boy, Jeremiah, I talked about him earlier. I'll tell you, Coach Lebsock talked about conditioning. Who's going to be in the best condition in the second half? And Boonton Shane rose to the occasion right there. He stuffed that center and took on the dive back.
As did Jake Brummer, and Brummer's another guy who goes both ways for this Skyview team. Rydell Peterson behind the center. He rolls option right. He keeps it himself and is hit hard. Elbows loose. Oh, it's recovered by Bozeman's Travis Knight on the play.
And that was Mike Andy on that hit.
That was a mean hit right there. And that Bozeman with the saving play by Travis Knight, the recovery, 3rd down and 13.
The whole key to that play was Domingo Rodriguez using a feather technique and making the quarterback cut back and let his middle linebackers have time to catch up to the football play there, Mike.
All right, here we go now with Wes Holmquist split out left. I figure you're going to see a throw here by Rydell Peterson. He drops straight back. Looking, he swings it out to the running back, Travis Knight. Brought down just on the other side of the 40. It's going to be 4th and 10. He had some pretty good coverage upfield, but I think the play was designed to come out swing to the left side.
Yeah, that was a pre-call. He was going to throw that swing pass. That's kind of a swing screen that they use. They look up the field, and then they throw it over here and get the tight end out in front of them. It was very well defended.
They are going to go for it here on 4th and 10. You noted earlier that they like to gamble in situations like this, and they're going to call a timeout right now. Skyview taking timeout, so will we. 27-20, 4th quarter of the state AA championship.
Look for that time.
And now let's make that random call with today's $10,000 question. Who shot Alexander Hamilton in that famous duel? Hello, for $10,000. Excuse me? Oh, I'm sorry. Your time is up.
Got milk?
Do you wonder if you're getting the best rate on your auto, home, or business insurance? Call Darnielle Insurance for a comparison quote from Safeco or one of our other major companies. Call Darnielle Insurance today.
It's Jensen Jewelers' incredible pre-Christmas diamond sale. Only $10 a month buys this pair of diamond solitaire earrings. Only $99 or $10 a month at Jensen Jewelers.
Hit the beach running with an all-new season of the world's most popular show, Baywatch.
Welcome to the next wave.
4th and 10, incomplete pass. The refs sped things up a little bit. Rydell Peterson on the roll was getting great pressure from Domingo Rodriguez and was unable to set his feet and get the throw.
That was another time Domingo, I think he's going to be a first-team All-State defensive end. Instead of just leaving his feet, he did what you coach a kid to do, is get in front of that quarterback, break down. The quarterback's broken down, just get up in front of his face and make him throw it, change the angle of his pass, and he did that. And on bootleg, they threw an incomplete pass there, Andy.
6:57 left to play. Skyview wanting to take some time off the clock and, more importantly, put this game out of a one-touchdown reach, and they can do it right here. 1st and 10, Sawicki in motion. Baldry keeps it himself, and he is brought down by Jay Odie, Cody Schrader, and another horde of Bozeman tacklers, as they read that one pretty well.
I'll tell you what, Cody's a heck of a football player, number 90 down there. He comes geared up to play. Like I said, they're two bookend type tight ends, but they go both ways for Bozeman High. And you can tell by the looks of his uniform, he's been all over the field.
That is for sure. Cody Schrader, Jay LaValle playing great ball games today. We'll see if they can do anything to keep keep this team in the ball game. Skyview looking to put this game maybe out of reach with 6:24 left to play. 2nd down and 10. Baldry behind the center. The quick give to Taco, and he is going to go about 1.5 yards. And do you think maybe at this point in time, after the day he's had, and he only goes one way, but the legs still may get a little tired?
Offensive line isn't getting off the ball right now. If you look at the surge of the offensive line, and that might be because of Bozeman. Bozeman's not going to lay down here and let them get down the field. They've still got a lot of time with their speed to score. You know, that Bozeman defensive front, I think, is doing a heck of a job because they're just flat stopping, you know, Skyview's offensive line.
3rd down and 9, and it's a cliche, but yes, this is a big play. Can Skyview convert on the 1st down? Sawicki again in motion. Baldry gives it to Taco, and he's going to be brought down by Schrader as well as Travis Harding, and he is nowhere near the 1st down, bringing up a 4th down and 7 situation. And here's the question, and he is answering the question quickly by saying, let's punt the ball away, I believe. Yep, Pat Chapel coming into the ball game, so they're going to try to pin Bozeman down deep, but the Hawks with a great defensive stand, and they're going to get the ball back with the chance to tie this ball game. Clock ticking at 5:20 and counting. There's the snap. Chapel with the kick. He got a little off the side of the foot, but it'll do the job. Oh, bounce. Rydell Peterson mishandles it, and he is brought down inside the 6-yard line. And I guess you don't know whether to let that one go or not because it could have even been worse down to the 1 or 2.
You know, everybody likes to judge a punt returner. But I'll tell you what, when you're a head football coach and you ask kids to step up to be a punt returner, you wouldn't believe how many of them run to the back of the line. You know, people sit in the stands and judge those poor kids out there making those decisions, but that's one of the toughest jobs in football is waiting for that ball and then making a decision to go get it or not.
We'll see who's back at the quarterback spot. That looks like Salo now. It is Salo back at the quarterback spot, and he's going to throw it right away on 1st down, and he's got Wes Holmquist. That is broken up by David Gunn with a little help from Chris Fosney. A great defensive play. The only underclassman on the Skyview defense.
It was a very, very good defensive play. The big key to it right there was the free safety coming from the backside and getting up in the air because, you know, it got in the way of the goddamn view of the receiver. I get thinking like a coach in the locker room sometimes, but, you know, that is a big, big play.
Looking for Wes Holmquist, and Coach Walker said he likes to get him on man-man coverage, but it was a man-to-man there because we did have the help from the free safety, Chris Fosney. Fosney and Dunn breaking up the play. 2nd down and 10. Salo again throwing it, and he's got LaValle open, but he overthrows him again. That's a nice little pattern. Man-man coverage with Mike Andy, and LaValle had a little step on him.
Yeah, he had a step. You know, that's a tough catch. You know, the problem with that throw right there, and I'm not picking on the Peterson boy, is for a receiver to see that coming from that position, there's got to be a little bit of a belly on the ball. That ball came at him real sharp, and it's hard to get an eye back there on the football.
3rd down and 10 right here, 4:48. If they don't convert here, you can bet they'll punt it away, I would think, and hope that their defense can hold. We have Wes Holmquist split out to the right side. The Skyview fans on their feet again. Salo dropping straight back in the end zone, looking, and he's got Holmquist, but he cannot hang on. He kind of felt a little pressure over the middle. Gunn laying the hit on after the ball was dropped, and that brings up 4th and 10.
I think he was taking a look to where the free safety was, and, you know, Holmquist doesn't drop many balls. You can see him leaving the field. That kid's a competitor. In fact, I haven't seen him drop a ball on film. You know, that's a situation where you get a little bit tight and your hands aren't relaxed, and all of a sudden the ball's on the ground.
Exactly, and you may even be looking for that safety as well to feel that hit coming on. They are going to be punting the kicker, Darren Ireland, out of his end zone, boots it away. Not a bad kick. It turns over, and going back is Jeremy Sawicki, and he lets it bounce, and that takes a big Bozeman bounce inside the 35. That's where it will be down. Through 4 minutes, 32 seconds left, 27-20, Skyview on top, and they need to get a couple 1st downs, and this game's over with.
Well, you know, not picking on Sawicki, but, you know, as a returner, you know, you've got to make that decision. They just lost 15 yards on that play. If they get held right here, they're giving up field position. When you're back there as a punt returner, your job's to catch the football.
We've seen a couple interesting plays in the last minute on the punt returners. One by Rydell Peterson, and here from Sawicki letting the ball bounce. The clock is moving, 4:26 left to play. Skyview up 7. They're in the full house backfield. Baldry gives it to Taco. Taco goes for about 3.5 yards, trying to surge for more, but unable to do so as the Bozeman Hawks make the stop on the tackle again. It looks like Schrader's getting up from the pile. And Tom Godey as well. Schrader and Godey's name we've been mentioning quite often this evening.
But, you know, that's what middle linebackers are supposed to do.
Exactly.
Down linemen, those big old workers down there, they're to draw the double teams. And those inside backers, if they're a blue chip inside backer, their job is to fill and flow and make a hit.
They gave him almost 5 on the play, about 2nd and 5.5, I'll say. Kip Ione split out to the right side. Nick Janes in the game as well. They give it right to Taco, and he gets close to first down yardage. It's going to be about 3rd and 1.5 yards again, straight up the middle.
Yep, right off tackle there, and with the number 1 back in their backfield, that's who they're going to give the football to.
We're down to 3 minutes and 34 seconds left, and of course you got to know that Ron Lepsock's looking at that clock and wishing it was reading 3 zeros right now, and a couple first downs, and that will be the case, and they will be the 1995 state champions. First time a Billings team would have won the state championship since '79.
Yeah, it's a long ways off, though. 3 minutes is an eternity to a coach down there.
3rd down and 1 yard to go, full house backfield. I would bet Taco, and there it is. I'm not a betting man either, but that's the first down.
How many times have you, I'm not going to say anything because, I don't want to jinx anybody out there, but how many times you say this game's the hay's in the barn, all of a sudden the ball's on the ground, some little bugger picks it up, and it's a whole new environment.
3 minutes, 8 seconds left. The clock is stopped as they set the chains. First down. Now the clock is rolling again. And Bozeman has 2 timeouts left, if I'm not mistaken, over there, Mr. Statistician. 2 timeouts? 2 timeouts is the signal there. So they can stop the clock a couple times, but they need to stop Skyview from getting another first down. It really comes down to these 10 yards right here. Full house backfield. McKell, Sawicki, and, of course, Jared Taco. And they give it on the counter this time to McKell. And no gain at all on that play. And that's a little dangerous right there when you get the surge of the defensive line.
Yeah, I'm not sure you don't take a timeout right here.
And we'll see what they do here. If they take a timeout, we will take a timeout, but they have not yet. The clock rolling at 2:31. I guess they're going to maybe wait one more play before they do that. I guess in the perfect world for Bozeman, they'd like to save at least one of their timeouts for their offense.
They'd like to save it. You like to, but you can't kill yourself either. There's down to almost 2 minutes right now. The coaches for Skyview should be timing each call. 2nd down and 9.5, and again the give to Taco a little bit off the left side, and he gets 4 to 4.5 yards, bringing up a 3rd and 5, and now they call the timeout, I believe. The clock is stopped, and they are going to signal. Wait, yeah, there's a timeout. Bozeman, they're second of the game. Let's take a break. Skyview up 27-20.
It's an all-out rivalry. It divides the state of Montana, and it goes on every year. It's the U of M Grizzlies and the MSU Bobcats in college football. The fans of these teams don't agree on much, but they all agree at least on one thing. Everyone knows the best tire is Cooper Tires, available at Tire-Rama. Cooper Tires are American-made for Montana's driving needs. So no matter which team you root for, U of M or MSU, there's always one thing everyone can agree on. Cooper Tires, available at your local Tire-Rama.
She was everything a man could ever want, but I just had to let her go.
She said, darling, we can work it out. I said, honey, I don't think so.
See, the two of us are not the same. We're as different as night and day.
Now there's pepperoni in the crust.
I gotta eat mine the wrong way.
Crust first.
There's a new stuffed crust pizza from Pizza Hut with not just cheese, but pepperoni baked right into the crust.
I'm a little lonely, small price to pay for pepperoni.
Bill Walker looking on, the head Bozeman coach. Football right here. It's 3rd and 6, a big 3rd down play. First down could be the difference. Rocky Baldry rolling right, and he is going to get the first down, keeping it himself. A big play by Rocky Baldry, and he is a big-time player.
I told you, that's the kid you got to look for right when they're going. And it's not that he's got it. It's that they're going to be looking for 18 with the football.
And that's exactly what they were right. They were looking that way, and Baldry keeps it himself, and that is a big first down right now. The clock rolling with 1 minute 58 seconds left to go. 27-20 Skyview, and
they got to look to turn the ball over. They got to get a strip here. Defensively, you got to hold up the back and try to pull that ball loose.
I would think you're going to see number 18 carry the ball 3 times here right now, because he's now one that's been known to turn the ball over, especially in a big situation like this. They send Sawicki in motion and give it to Taco right up the gut, and he spins out for about 3 yards again, and now we're going to see if Bozeman takes that final timeout, and they do. So let's take our last timeout here. 27-20 the score, Skyview on top.
Where can you find an expert on transmissions?
Every day at Hansers, innovative techniques are used and tested to produce the highest quality of transmission. Our ASC certified technicians continue to update their skills through schools and seminars they attend. The end result is a transmission that exceeds OEM specifications. This is one example of Hansers' commitment to excellence and to you, our customer.
See the transmission experts at 430 South Billings Boulevard. Hansers Automotive.
County Market, the lowest prices, period.
what you need, then you're on your way. County Market, you'll love all the money you save. County Market, the lowest prices, period.
And the freshest produce, meat, bakery, and deli.
1 minute, 29 seconds left to go in the fourth quarter of the AA championship game. No timeouts left for Bozeman. They trail by 7. Skyview just looking to run the clock out. Rocky Baldry's going to keep it himself, and he surges ahead for 3 yards. And that the clock is now really an ally for Ron Levsock and company, and really an enemy for Bill Walker. They're going to be able to run this thing down, and even if the change of possession, 15, 20 seconds left at the top.
It's tough. They'd get it back with 15 seconds, but still, you know, you got Galbraith in the backfield back there, and you got Long, and you know, you've got the speed, and Peterson back there. You know, you never know what can happen in a high school ball game or any ball game. I think the key right here is keep the ball in the quarterback's hands, Andy, with that power off tackle play that they got first down with, and not look for any bad exchanges.
50 seconds left to play, 3rd down and 3. Rocky Baldry the give to Jared Taco. That's a first down, and I tell you what, that could be the ball game. Skyview getting a crucial first down. They're going to stop the clock to move the chains. And you can see the crowd chanting, "Let's go Blue," and everybody is going nuts. This could be the one to seal the game, and it's not a pretty play. It's just Jared Taco.
That's all you do. You don't have to look pretty. A lot of Skyview's offense at times doesn't look pretty. You know, that Delaware offense. But it's a meat and potatoes football team they got out here. Both teams are that type of team. Right now, Skyview's going to just take the ball and down and run out the clock and not have any exchanges at all. Just down the ball, and it's their state championship.
30 seconds away from the first state championship in 16 years for the city of Billings. Baldry gets down on one knee. Bozeman surges in, but that will be it. I don't think they need to. They can't stop the clock, and I don't think they need to run another play.
That's a ball.
Ron Levsock gets the Gatorade dumped on him, and I tell you what, we have a state champion here in Billings. The Skyview Falcons, 27-20 winners over Bozeman. They are the 1995 state champions as the clock runs down. Let's see if we can get down to Jim Connors down on the field. Right with Ron Levsock. Jim, take it away. Okay, we're going to watch, we lost Jimmy's with the microphone, so let's just take a look at the celebration for the 1995 state AA football champions. We'll go back down to the field now. Jim Connors, you with us?
I hope I'm with you, Andy. We've got Bill Walker and Coach. This looked like at the outset it was going to be every bit the shootout the first game was, but both defenses seemed to rise to the occasion in the second half.
Right. Defensively, they played a great game, and we really couldn't stop them to give our offense a chance. So it was a great high school football championship game, and I got to hand it to Skyview. They were the better team, and we got second. We're not ashamed of that, but they were a better football team tonight, no question.
You have a little inexperience on that front line, and that's a tall order to stop the attack that Skyview's throwing at you. Is that maybe where it was decided?
Well, we are young up front, but I don't think that's the fact that we're young. They're just a real good football team. There's a reason they won 11 in a row. We're a good football team, too. And one thing I just want to say about our fans and stuff, we're going to be back. Our program's turned around, and it's good to see that we have a new champion this year, too.
Thanks for treating us with a lot of class, Coach. Congratulations on an outstanding season. We'll send it upstairs. We'll see who else we can track down.
Sounds good. Of course, up here in the booth, Andy Price along with senior football coach Pat Dolan in a great football game, no doubt about it. You talk about one of the great championship games, in Billings, after 16 years, has themselves a state title holder.
Well, Skyview, they've gone from you know, down in the bottoms of the pitch, you know, Coach Lebsock works his tail off to develop a program out there. You know, they got spanked, you know, for the first 6 or 8 years, and now they've got a class program. And you know, like Coach Walker said, they were a good football team.
It was fun this year to see two programs that haven't been as strong as others, as strong as the Great Falls and as strong as the Capitals. Bozeman and Skyview. Bozeman came out of nowhere this year to get to the state championship game. Skyview, we knew they were talented because they were loaded with good seniors coming back, and you can watch right now that the Skyview students are celebrating this championship right along with the players and coaches.
Well, both schools are going to remember this, Andy. You know, when you've got a crowd like this at a ball game, you know, there's 6,000 to 7,000 people here. They'll remember every down, and as a player, you're going to remember the worst things, you know, a play that you didn't develop or a muff play here and there, and you live with those the rest of your life as an athlete.
What a great night for football here at Dalis Stadium in Billings, Montana. Well over 6,000 here at Dalis Stadium, and right now we're seeing a huge celebration at midfield. And let's quickly look at some stats as we wait for Jim Connors to grab a few more players down on the field. Let's start with Jared Taco, 45 carries tonight for 246 yards and 4 touchdowns. Jared, again, the workhorse, and we knew it was going to be that way, and they couldn't stop.
Like I said early in the game, he came to play football tonight. I haven't seen Jared run that physical. I mean, he had a mission out here, and you can't coach that. That's in an athlete. He had a mission out here to be the best running back in the state.
And that is for sure. Jared Taco playing his last high school football game. Probably not his last last football game by any means. I would bet he will play a little college ball. Chet McHale rushed for 63 yards. Rocky Baldry, a nice night, 18 carries for 51 yards. Totally 382 yards on 76 rushes. And of course, along with the one interception, the one turnover on the pass play, which hurt him a little bit, but not in the final score, 27-20, the final, as they gather around after they pick up their state championship trophy. On the Bozeman side of the ball, you take a look at David Gilbreth, 13 carries for 83 yards and a touchdown. Why don't we just turn our mics down and listen to this celebration just a little bit for the Skyview Falcons.
I would like to thank the City of Billings, the Billings Public Schools, Athletic Director Dave Williams, and Skyview Athletic Director Sean Holt for their great tournament. I would like to thank the two trainers from two great schools. I'd like to thank both teams for their courtesy of the display of fine sportsmanship.
The trophies, which are donated by the Montana Power Company. The Montana Power Company donates all trophies to all 21 of the Montana High School Association activities at all class levels. Representing the Montana Power Company tonight from the Billings office is Mrs. Bev Rexted. Mrs. Rexted will be presenting the trophies. First, I call forward
a team to receive the trophy, a team that has to be considered the most improved program in the state of Montana. Congratulations to our great team from the city of Bozeman, the Bozeman Hawks. Congratulations, Bozeman. And now, the new class number 8.
That's great television. That's great television.
Rocky, was it any easier this time around? They're a heck of a team. We knew we had to come out and play the best we could, and that's what we did, and we just give glory to God. Jared Taco, over 200 yards, over 40 carries. Do you have anything left in the gas tank?
No way, man. I'm going to go and party. I'm going to go party, baby. I'm going. I'm partying. Yeah!
Skyview fans chanting that we're number one, and they deserve to chant that. They are the 1995 state AA football champions.
And I think a key that we look back, we talk about offense all the time because that's what's so visual. People see that. But looking at the stats, Andy, I look down here, and, a great running back and a definite, college prospect is David Gilbreth. And they had Gilbreth with 13 carries and only 83 yards and no real big breakaway plays. And I think as you look at it as a defensive coach, that was the key. For Skyview to have a good football game, they needed to really put a bottle around, David Gilbreth, and they did that. And the second thing, looking at Bozeman side, they had to stop Jared Taco, and obviously with over 200 yards, they didn't do that. But, Jared had the ball 40 times.
All right, let's go back down for more post-game celebration. Jim Connors, take it away.
Mike, Andy, your defense really seemed to come of age in the second half. You obviously had troubles in the first game. They got 55 points, but when you had to put the lid on them, you did it.
Yeah, we did that. As long as we didn't turn the ball over, we knew we could win this game and stop them on defense, and we stopped Gilbreth, their key man.
Did it surprise you they didn't give him the ball more often?
Well, we were stuffing him a lot, and he couldn't go nowhere, so they had to go to the other people. We stuffed them too, but they were going nowhere in that second half.
What's it feel like to be a state champion for the first?
It feels great. It's a dream. I dreamed about this all summer long. It's happening now.
Seems like a lot of other people were dreaming it too.
Yeah, we were all training together. We got in the weight room every day in the summer. We lifted. Every day in the morning, every day after school, we lifted. Here it is. We won it.
It's the payoff.
Yeah, we paid off. Hard work pays off.
Thank you. Congrats. Upstairs, fellas.
Thank you very much, Jim. And I tell you what, you talk about Scott Gilbreth, and one final note before we take a commercial break. Gilbreth, a great running back and a good game, even though 83 yards. But I tell you what, it was the turnover that he, going for a couple extra yards in the fourth quarter when he coughed it up at the 20-yard line, Skyview recovers. That was the big play of the game. Skyview able to march it in for the game-winning touchdown. 27-20, the final here from Dallas Stadium. We will be back right here live with the AA State Football Championship celebration in just a moment.
It's an all-out rivalry. It divides the state of Montana, and it goes on every year. It's the U of M Grizzlies and the MSU Bobcats in college football. The fans of these teams don't agree on much, but they all agree at least on one thing. Everyone knows the best tire is Cooper Tires, available at Tire-Rama. Cooper Tires are American-made for Montana's driving needs. So no matter which team you root for, U of M or MSU, there's always one thing everyone can agree on. Cooper Tires, available at your local Tire-Rama.
This week at Collins Furniture, all Serta bedding is on sale. That's right, it's all on sale. Get to Collins this week for unbeatable bedding bargains. Save on all Serta bedding. Prices start at just $59 each piece. Queen sets from $2.99. Plus, with the purchase of any Perfect Sleeper set, you get a free bed frame. All with no monthly and no interest payments for 90 days. Every single piece of Serta bedding is on sale at Collins Furniture, the #1 furniture retailer in the Dakotas and Montana.
Q2 presents Here's My Card, people, products, and services to help you. See for yourself why customers tell their friends about American Auto Body. State-of-the-art equipment means quality car repair. Call Northwest Custom Improvements for replacement windows, siding, soffit, and fascia. Now with special savings, credit cards accepted. Apria Healthcare, formerly Abbey, now providing IV therapy, oxygen, and home medical services. Call 652-5566. Here's My Card from Q2.
The Montana Tradeport Authority is your one-stop shop for business and community development. We provide assistance to businesses in technical areas such as finance, marketing, loans, and licensing. We also have a procurement center that helps you with government bids. We could even assist your organization with grant administration. The Tradeport is your business resource. Call today to find out how the Tradeport can help your business grow. The Montana Tradeport Authority, 256-6871.
The Skyview Falcons are the 1995 state AA football champions, 27-20 over Bozeman. Back down to the field with Mr. Jim Connors.
Thanks, Andy. Coach Lebsack, 10 years in the making, tonight to pay off.
Well, you know it. Look at this guy here. You know, it's guys like this that work their tails off for 4 years and even more than that, and believe in themselves and, you know, even listen to what we say. Sometimes it gets it done. You know, they're the heart of it.
You told us at halftime it was going to come down to which team was in the better shape, better condition, and wanted it more, and it really seemed like in those areas your kids came through.
Well, thank you very much, Jim. You know, we really do believe in fundamentals and conditioning, and like you said, they've worked hard to get to that point, and it did help us.
How hard was he riding you this week?
Oh, it was great. We had a great week of practice. Ran our weekly hills, got it done, we're in shape, had fun.
Too early?
Game, ran hard. What's that?
Too early to think in terms of more than one?
Well, you know, you hope it happen every year. It's all up to the upcoming classes as to how much work they want to do, as to who wants to come out and get her done. And, you know, like I said, it's a special group. It's the biggest bunch of seniors we've had, 26, 27, and you know, they really put it to work.
What was the key difference between your second meeting with Bozeman as opposed to the first?
Well, defense, and turnovers. You know, we didn't turn the ball over as much, you know, and I'll tell you what, our defense came out and really got the job done, especially when we really needed it.
Jared Taco, we bring his name up all the time, but you ran him over 40 times. He had over 200 yards again, and he's going to be a tough person to replace.
Well, a guy like that, you know, he helped get us here. You know, we believe in the game and in the fullback game, and he's the best we've ever had. He's one of the best I've ever seen.
Congratulations to you, Coach, and for the cooperation all through the season, and all you guys and all the work.
Here you go, Coach. That's it.
They're holding the trophy up. They are the 1995 Class AA state football champions, and I tell you what, it's a sweet night for Billings football. It's been 16 years, Coach, and I know you coach the senior high Bronx, but you have to feel a little bit for Coach Lebsack as well and the pride that he has in his team.
Well, Coach Lebsack hit it right on the head out there. You know, everybody thinks it's the coaches that get it done. The coaches build and teach and get the fundamentals done, but it's the athletes that makes the difference. They've got to get in the weight room. They've got to make a commitment to themselves first and then to their teammates, and then get in there and get it done. I can tell you from talking to Ron and talking to Coach Walker, both clubs, their kids are in there working. Where we used to have to go play people like Great Falls and CMR that had the real hard weight programs, now you see it up on the hill at Skyview. Now you're seeing it at Bozeman. You know, we at senior high, our kids have got to make a better commitment. You know, if you're going to get out there for the gravy and the fun and the show, you've got to be in the hard-working area of the weight room before you can get out there.
And this was a show tonight, live television of the 1995 State AA Championship. A great game here at a sold-out Dalis Stadium, 27-20. Again, the final here, and it is the first state championship in Skyview's history on the football side, and it is the first time in 16 years that a city of Billings gets to celebrate a title. A beautiful night. It felt like a mid-September night to celebrate it, and I know the crowd and the fans are going to go away happy.
It's nice to have such a great night. You know, it's 55, 60 degrees out, but you know, I've got to compliment the people of Billings and the people of Bozeman for coming down and coming to this kind of a show. I went to the state football championship a couple of years ago at Butte, and you know, it was a cold night. There's only 2,000 people there, you know, and I've always said if there's a show to go watch, the Billings folks will come and see it. 4 years ago, when we had the playoff team, you know, in 91, during the year we had 7,000 people because it was something good to go watch. There were exciting kids to watch. Well, obviously today, you know, with Jared Taco at running back, running the ball like he does, and Gilbreth from Bozeman, and the whole core of teams, people will come and watch a good show, and this was a great show.
It surely was. Andy Price, along with senior football coach Pat Dolan, and you were watching a great AA championship football game right here on the Montana Television Network. 27-20 the final here tonight. The Billings Skyview Falcons celebrate their first ever state championship with a win over the valiant Bozeman Hogs. Jim, let's send it down to you on the field for a couple last comments.
Well, I think Ron Lebsack pretty much summed it up. It came down to conditioning and will, and certainly you can't take away the talent from a Taco and a Baldry and a Sawicki and a McKell all meshing, and this is a tremendous offense. We may not see another one like it for years to come. Skyview runs a great offense, and it takes a lot of skilled people to run it, and I think we've seen it at the high school level about as well as you can see it this season. Would you agree?
I really would. And the thing is, you hate to look forward to the next year and let these kids celebrate tonight, but when you lose as many seniors as they lost on this ball club, or going to lose on this ball club, you wonder when we're going to see an offense click and a group of athletes really combined to produce what they produced over this long football season.
And then, of course, it came down to the defense having to make a stand and protect the lead. And you got to give those guys a lot of credit, too, because they don't get as much publicity. But their number was called this evening, and they answered.
Very good point. It was 14-14 at the half, and everybody wondered if this was just going to be a shootout, a 35-31 ball game. And Skyview's defense, with the help of some turnovers, made some big plays, Coach.
Yeah, that's field situation. You got to capitalize on field situation, and Skyview didn't do that in the first half. They had a couple opportunities that they squandered.
Jim, any final thoughts?
I think the final thoughts are that we're seeing the wrap, and I think that means it's time to say goodnight. We'd like to thank our fans in Billings. We'd like to thank our fans in Bozeman. We may have even made it onto the cable in Butte. We're grateful for everybody who joined us. We're grateful for the job you guys did up in the booth, the people who are carrying cables and running the cameras, and we're out here all day.
Seasons may change, but at Van Rensselaer Jewelers, quality remains the same. Van Rensselaer Jewelers, downtown, across from the Radisson Northern Hotel.
If you're looking for power, if you're looking for tough, if you're looking for the biggest event in Montana, get to Ford's Truck Blitz, where you'll find the #1 players in the league with the best stats in the league. Like Ranger with 3.9% financing. That's $3.9 or $7.50 cash back on Ranger. Or choose from a special allocation of F-150s and get air at no extra charge. But the clock is ticking down on Truck Blitz. So make your move to your Montana Ford dealer before this game is over.
You're watching Q2, KTVQ Billings. And now, from Montana's news station, Gus Koenig, Heather Jennings, Bob McGuire, and Jim Connors Sports.
Yellow Things Honor Society, yeah. What? They don't look very tall. Usually you can tell them because they're so tall, but it's hard to know. What side was it coming? This side or the other side? Oh, there's one over there. There he is, right there. There he is. Run down there and get his attention.
and don't remember a thing that has been said in the welcome speeches. So So I'll start off with welcome to all the families and friends of these graduates, and a special welcome to the class of 1996. Did you ever think that we would make it this far? I must admit, we've had a stellar year. We walked into our gymnasium with 4 banners hanging. And after football, wrestling, volleyball, girls and boys golf, we were done and can proudly say we are the winningest class to ever walk Skyview's halls. Not only did success come in sports, but also in speech, debate, newspaper, yearbook, and our many academic teams. Congratulations to you all. And of course, we have many people to thank for our successes. First, our families. Their support has made our short lives great. Next, I'd like to thank a few people. Thank you, class of 1996, for making this year the best. Thank you, faculty, for the gifts of teaching you've brought us over the past 4 years. Thank you to my friends for always being there. You all mean so much to me. Thank you to my family for your unending support. And last but not least, my mother. You've been believed in me from the beginning, and I wouldn't be here without you. I love you. And before I leave, I'd like to ask the class of 1996 to stand and face the audience. Face your parents. And for the parents of these graduates, please stand. As we, the class of 1996, it's been a privilege to be a part of you. I wish you all the best of luck, and I'll see you in 10. Thank you.
deserve a special tribute for their outstanding achievement of earning a perfect 4.00 grade point average. Would the following graduate valedictorians please report to the stage? Erica Brown, Margaret Morris, Joby Rudolph, Casey Kenyano, and Tracy Kenyano. Ladies and gentlemen, the best of the best of 96 are valedictorians. There are many other students who have made contributions to our school, and 4 more have been selected to represent all of the other seniors who deserve this award. For their leadership, their service to Skyview High School, and their commitment to the fulfillment of goals, the Falcon Medallion Award is presented tonight to the following 4. Would you please join us on stage? Justin Clayton, Gavin Jensen, Kelly Knapp, and Chris Scott. Ladies and gentlemen, the class of 96, thank you.
Thanks to Justin Blake. And as if this highly skilled task wasn't enough, he's also been one of the assistant deans at Skyview for the past 3 years. And before that, he was a teacher of math for 7 years, so that's a total of 10 years at Skyview. Currently, he's pursuing his doctorate in school administration. His positive outlook on life, combined with his great sense of humor, makes him a joy to be around and an inspiration to us all. So without further ado, I'd like you all to welcome the Dean of Discipline, pole vaulting coach and friend, Mr. Johnson. Our class got together and they gave Mr. Johnson a gift to give back for all the work he's done for this and for our whole class over the 4 years. So here you go, enjoy. Thank you.
As Joby said, he is one of the kids that pole vaulted for me, and every year it shows me that I get a lot more out of the kids than they get out of me. And thanks, Justin, because talent makes good coaches out of all of us. So, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, members of the faculty, and most importantly, the Skyview graduating class of 1996. I am truly honored to be speaking here tonight. Back after I was asked to speak, I went to some of my esteemed colleagues to ask for some ideas, and they all had the same idea. They said, speak on whatever you want, congratulations, and keep it short. So without further ado, I would
like to give you the word according to Paul in about 5 minutes. One of the catchphrases in education these days is it takes a whole village to educate a child. And I stand here and I look around and the village has had a hand in raising these young adults, and I'm truly impressed. I see parents and grandparents, brothers and sisters, nieces and nephews, educators and friends. And I think we did one fine job working with you guys. Thank you. For 4 years, I've witnessed the accomplishments of this class, and I'm truly impressed. It seems like yesterday that these graduates entered Skyview as bright-eyed freshmen, and now they sit before us as a class that made history. This past year, we saw the football team remain undefeated in out-of-state competition and also win the state championship. That is only the third time since World War II that Billings has had a state football championship in Billings. The volleyball team and the girls golf team set history by becoming the first women's teams to win state championships at Skyview. In addition, the men's golf team won a state championship, and as the wrestlers did, as they continue to be one of the most dominant teams in the state. There were numerous individual champions as well, not only in sports, but in music, journalism, forensics, and debate as well. In academics, the class of '96 was awarded over $1 million worth of scholarships and also had the most National Merit Scholars of any graduating class at Skyview. The class of '96 at Skyview has not just made the grade, but has set the standard not only for future classes but well into the next century. I think it would be safe to say that this past year has definitely been the year of the Falcon. Tonight you sit here as graduates of the class of '96. Starting tomorrow, it'll be time for you to be growing up and going out into the real world. Some of you are off to college, some to the military, some to the workforce. And there are a few things you're going to have to know. The first is that there is no such thing as a grown-up. There are only growing people and people who are stuck. Learning is a lifetime adventure, and you will continue to learn for the rest of your life. If you find yourself being stuck, you need to remember that you always have your friends and family to support you and help you to become unstuck. The second thing you need to remember is that behind every difficulty and every problem is an opportunity waiting for you to discover. How you handle this opportunity is what is important. Some may say that the high school years are the best years of your life. However, tonight is not the end of the best years of your life, but the beginning of the best years if you choose to make them so. You're all on your way up. As you go out into the world, you can have the basics to steer yourself in any direction you choose. As Theodore Geisel would say, or you might know him better as Dr. Seuss, you have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself any direction you choose. You are all on your own, and you know what you know, and you are the one who decide where to go. You see, Dr. Seuss understood that you are responsible for making your life things become whatever you want it to be. Sometimes things are going to be pretty good, some things are going to be average, some things are going to be depressing. As you go through life, you will understand that you have all the ability to handle all these situations, and sometimes you'll even be able to give advice to others on how to handle them. The third thing you're going to need to know when you trip into the real world is that someday you're going to start sounding like your parents. Or you're going to find out you're a little more conservative or more radical than you are right now. That's not a bad thing. That's just an idea, and it shows that you're getting a little more experience about how life really goes. And the last thing I'm here to tell you about is that extraordinary things are accomplished by ordinary people with dreams. Never be afraid to follow your dream, and always have the courage to go after it. Thank you, and good night. Thank you, Paul Johnson. You're beginning to sound a little bit more like an administrator. That's not a bad thing. It just means that you're not stuck. Tonight, the faculty and staff at Skyview High School is honoring the class of 1996 by taking part in this ceremony. It is truly a staff dedicated to a quality education and to our kids. Each of them possesses an interpersonal talent to like the students that they teach and to expect and accept that the students reciprocate in that like. Please join with me in paying a tribute to the Skyview faculty for their 4 years of dedication and service and for being with us here tonight. Thank you, Skyview faculty. As you look over the graduates sitting here tonight, you will notice several empty chairs. These seats represent the place of graduates who could not be with us tonight, but are in fact members of this fine class. Their names will be read as they graduate in absentia. This is our way of honoring them and their accomplishments. This has been an eventful year for us at Skyview High School and for this class of 96. They are the 8th class to be graduated from Skyview and the 2nd largest in our 11-year history. They have honored old traditions and they have set new traditions. They have won their share of awards in music, speech, debate, drama, and journalism, academics, and athletics, including the 5 AA state champions. This class has been awarded over $1,098,000 of college scholarships. 59 are graduating with honors. 62 are members of the National Honor Society, and 56 won Presidential Academic Fitness Awards. But more importantly, 312 of them have become informed citizens and friends, and they are ready for the challenges that lie ahead. They have been part of us, the faculty and staff at Skyview, for 4 years. Their leadership, their enthusiasm, their integrity, their senior class picnic will all be missed. At the opening assembly at the first day of school this year, this senior class was challenged to place Skyview High School and the Billings Heights community on the map. They met and exceeded that challenge in all facets of schooling. I am in awe at the talent in this class. I cannot bear to hear a Skyview choral concert without Gavin Jensen, a wrestling team without Mike Andy, a football team without Rocky and Kako, a volleyball team without Hickson, a golf team without Holgren. I am proud, therefore, to join this class, and thank you for accepting me. I am sincerely proud to be honored as one of you. The class of '96, please rise. Tonight, Skyview High School will have graduated a grand total of 2,649 young people into the adult world. Members of the Board of Trustees, Mr. Brewster, Mr. Corson, Mr. Michelotti, Mr. Snyder, and Mr. Strobe, and Superintendent Dr. James Kimmett. These 312 students, the Skyview High School class of 1996, have indeed met all of the requirements as prescribed by the Montana State Board of Public Education and the Board of Trustees of the Billings Public Schools. On behalf of the Skyview High School faculty and staff, I present to you the class of 1996 and recommend that they be graduated. Class of 96, you may be seated. Students will be receiving their diplomas in 2 lines this evening. Mr. Gates, a counselor, will announce the names A through K, and these graduates will enter from the north side of the stage. Mrs. Marchand, a senior counselor, will announce the names L through Z, and those graduates will enter from the south side. The names will be read alternately, starting with the A to K group. Audience, it is appropriate and acceptable to applaud each graduate as they receive their diploma. However, the class has asked to please refrain from excessive cheering and celebrations until the conclusion of the ceremonies following the closing remarks, when Megan Green and our band will finalize our ceremony. Mr. Gates, Mrs. Marchand, please commence with the ceremony.
Jared Labert.
Jennifer Louise Abbott.
Barry Mitchell Lane.
Christina Michelle Ross.
Brandon Miller.
Crystal Gail Brady.
Jody Lynn Miller.
Kara Breckenridge.
Summer Miller.
Derek Brazy.
Tyson Miller.
Jennifer Brophy.
Vanessa K. Monroe.
Erica Margaret Brown.
Joshua Morgan.
Joseph Brown.
Carlos Mora.
Rebecca Dawn
Jeremy Morris.
Stephen Brown.
Dwayne Moulton.
Jacob Bummer.
Julie Christina Millette.
Andrea Catherine Burks.
Kelly Marie Max.
Elena Burchett.
Lindsay Naps.
Heather Elizabeth Butcher.
Kanako Nagai.
Jeremiah Boucher.
Christy Nees.
Cressida Eugene Carey.
David Nelson.
Megan Paulson.
Jared Vale Nelson.
Patrick Clyde Jacob.
Jessica Nelson.
Anaya Chomay.
Christina Niles.
David Christopherson.
Kendra Carmen Nix.
Amanda Clark.
Christina Nori.
Quincy Clark.
Corey Marin O'Donnell.
Kristen Clavadasher.
Jeffrey Obie.
Ryan Coakley.
Dwight Olmstead.
Thomas Collier.
Ryan Olson.
Stephanie Amanda Connor.
Jamie Anke.
Erin Suzanne Conley.
Wendy Dawn Osick.
Connie Lynn Coon.
Justin Ostermiller.
Randy Corneliuson.
Rebecca Ann Oldhouse.
Crabtree.
Angela Therese Palin.
Jason Craig.
Dana Michelle Pate.
Timmy Crowley. Diploma to get out, if this gentleman doesn't know he's getting it. Mr. Leo Waller, please come forward.
the whole Skyview along with the whole senior class. He's done a magnificent job teaching all of us and being our advisor. Student council would like to present Mr. Roller with a pin. And on the pin it says 35 years of service. And that's exactly what he has been. He has dedicated all 35 years to the kids of every school he's taught at. And I'm sure our class isn't going to be the only ones who miss him, but every class that he has taught over.
Class of 96, Gavin Jensen, I'm going to apologize for this, but I'm going to sing. I've never done this before, so I don't know what's going to happen, but it's a song that I've been thinking about for years with this class. I wish you the best, and it's the words, not the tune, or the melody that is important. As you go on your way, may God go with you. May God go before you, show you the way. May God go behind you, encourage you. Beside you, to befriend you. Above you, to watch over. Within you, to give you peace. Thank you, and best of luck.
We've been in school for 2,361 days and a total of 16,527 hours, and we're finally here. The day we have looked forward to since the first day of kindergarten has arrived. Through all the years of schooling, each one of us has created many memories, but the ones that will stick in our minds will be the ones that come from Skyview. Skyview has given us things that will last for a lifetime, whether it be our lifelong friends, our superb education taught by the best staff in Billings, or our 5 state champions. We will never forget our now alma mater. This year, class of 1996 has given Skyview a very good name and has helped Skyview be recognized like never before. We have accomplished something we thought totally impossible 5 years ago, or even 2 years ago, by winning state championships in football, volleyball, wrestling, and both boys and girls golf. Among us, we have a student who has overachieved beyond belief by getting a perfect score on his SAT. And we also have not just one of the best, but the best principals of all time, who will be leaving us now with our class. But not only have we given Skyview a name, but Skyview has given us a name. When we leave tonight, we will leave behind many things and will forget many things. But we are Skyview Hawkins, and because of that, we have been given the name of people who succeed. Because of what we have been taught, each one of us has the power to and will succeed in life. I think Dr. Seuss says it best in his book, All the Places You'll Go, by writing, "On and on you'll hike, and I know you'll hike far, and face up to your problems, whatever they are. You'll get mixed up, of course, as you already know. You'll get mixed up, but with many strange birds as you go. So be sure when you step with care and great tact, and remember that life's a great balancing act. Just never forget to be dexterous and deft, and never mix up your right foot with your left. And will you succeed? Yes, you will indeed. 98 and 3/4% guaranteed. Kid, you'll move mountains. So, be your name Baxbaum or Bixby or Bray, or Mechadiah, Alley, Van Allen, O'Shea. You're off to great places, today is your day. Your mountain is waiting, so get on your way." Class of 1996, good luck in all you do. Go move your mountain. The world's waiting for you to make a difference, just as you all have made at Skyview. So, class of 1996, will you please rise?